Alright, let's get started. Let's take away my sweet cat, take away these boomers who do not need an alpha layer behind them, they just don't. Take away this ad, by the way, you should buy my books. The second edition of the first one is out. It's super awesome. It's rad, it's longer, it's got all the first-time author mistakes removed, and the trilogy is done, so there's no excuse for anyone to say, "Oh no, I don't know if he'll finish the trilogy." It's done. Read it. Buy it. Pay whatever you want for the ebooks on my site, rosecrypto.com. The audiobook, the first chapter, has been on YouTube for a while, and as wonderful as my wife is, she has not gotten around to doing the final listen-through of the rest of it, and I don't want to put it up until she has, because I want someone other than me to do a once-over on it, so I will, you know, I will keep waiting for her to get a spare moment to do that. Anyway, grounds for divorce. No, she's a big sweetheart. I couldn't possibly do that to her. This is DCSS, Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, a game that I generally don't play, but I was paid a pile of sweaty money to make this tutorial. We will be playing very slowly today. I will be explaining every single thing that I'm doing as much as possible. It is a caster tutorial. Okay. I did. Hold on a second. Said no one has redeemed a handstand push-up, which I just did, but I will do another. That's okay. I was hoping to get the stuff out of the way before I started recording, but it's okay. Give me a second. Gotta take my glasses off so they don't fly off my face while I go inverted. Oh, whoops. Hold on. One. There we go. I didn't quite kick up properly the first time. It's okay. It gives you time to think about how you'll recap where the run is at. Fair enough. Waiting for a big occasion to flush 60,000 points. Oh, man. No, Ski Drought. I mean, I like working out. And even when someone decides to try to troll me by giving me a million squats to do, it's like, oh no, I'm doing things that make me more fit. Although there was a time when I was playing Factorio and people waited till I had been like sitting down for 3 hours and then they gave me a shitload of things to do, and I sat there yawning for like 15 minutes because my body didn't have enough oxygen in it. That was the day I learned that there's such a thing as an oxygen yawn. Anyway. Yeah, so we got this game going. I was trying to decide if I wanted to worship Zen. And ordinarily, you would have a hard time convincing me not to worship Zen on just about any character where I've found it first thing. A little bit laggy today. But in this particular case, I've thought about it, and I don't think we're going to. We have a goodly pile of resources, okay? We've got Wand of Charming. We've got Wand of Flame, 12 and 10 charges respectively. We got 2 Blink Scrolls, which are basically the best thing in the game in terms of a consumable. We got Lignify, which is useful for things like Grinder. In fact, we may go back and kill Grinder right now. Probably not, though. Maybe. We've got 4 haste, which is amazing. We got 1 heal wounds, which is okay. A couple curing potions, some magic. I mean, we're okay. We got the ruined version of brilliance, which is like it might as well just be another potion of magic. Yeah, and more importantly, we have Call Imp, which if we worship Zen, we would not be allowed to cast anymore. I love Zen. Zen gives you a ton of resources for getting out of fights, but in this particular case, how does Lignify work on Grinder? It gives you immunity to... I don't think you can take any damage from pain anymore. You still get paralyzed, but you have so much AC from being a tree and you have the negative energy resistance, that it's really hard for him to do damage to you, and you can just proceed to, if you have a ranged option, you can proceed to, do damage to him while he's not really doing damage to you, even if you get paralyzed. It's not entirely reliable, because if you don't have a ranged option, he may just blink around you a bunch, and while punching him in the face with tree limbs works really well if he's next to you, he doesn't, he doesn't have to stay there. So let's just finish this floor. It looks like we're already getting a little bit of luck, because I see another flame wand. Unless he has a wand of fire or acid. If he has that, then yeah, that's no good. Cool, we found Telly. That's really good. Just kind of chilling back here, letting our summons do the work. I see that the server is really laggy today, so hopefully that's not a problem. Yeah, I mean, if especially with this new paradigm where summons don't steal your experience, you pretty much might as well just stay back and let them do work for you, you know? Scroll of Identify. I am going to read that, pressing R, pressing capital H, which was the letter of the scroll in this case. We only have scrolls to identify, so let's just pick a random one. Okay, we found an Altar of Dithmanos. Not a very good, not a very powerful god. I don't know if they've changed it. It looks like it's the same to me. I mean, it's kind of cute that you can get the, like the double cast. Your shadow sometimes tangibly mimics your actions. I mean, and I think you can even double cast hexes, like, you can double confuse things and have a higher chance to make it happen. I could be wrong about that one, but it's more of a stabber god, and while we could go in that direction, I don't like Dithmanos. I am not going to use him unless I absolutely have to for some strange reason. Whoops, I meant to cast the Hound. We'll keep pressing V to evoke our spear. Dith is a disappointment because he's got an extremely rad flavor to him. He's just a lot of fun in terms of, like, the idea of playing Dith. He's like this super cool shadow god, you know? Sifmuna or Vehumet would be the classical choices. Probably, I've always liked Sifmuna more than Vehumet. We're probably going to hold out for Gozag, and I'll just show that you can play a caster without playing, the caster god. Okay, this is one of those new enemies. It can put you to sleep if it gets in melee with you, so we're going to not let it get in melee with us. Another caster thing that I showed off last time, I'll show it off again. We're pressing Z, and then C for Stone Arrow, which is where we happen to have it. We're moving the targeter here, and then I'm pressing Enter. Okay, stepping away from the sleep cap. Kind of maneuvering around the battle. I shouldn't have even let him get next to me, because I guess he could have gotten those new attacks of opportunity and maybe put me to sleep, but the chance of him killing us is very low. We'll take Evo to 3. We've got so much in the way of wandage now. Yeah, I mean, Vehumet is another situation where you've got a god that is really, really cool in flavor, but in practice, it's not great. Like, Vehumet, weirdly enough, seems to feel like you want to be a hybrid rather than a pure caster, because, you get mana back. You get mana back. Okay, so we've confirmed that you can get an attack of opportunity if you walk away, even though there's an enemy. There's an ally next to it. They won't just focus on him. So that's something to keep in mind. My old strategy of sort of maneuvering around enemies, maneuvering around my own allies to get the enemy off of me, still works, but I might take a hit while I do it, so that's something really important to keep in mind. Anyway, yeah, Vehement gives you mana as you kill things, and so it's like, oh, I'm out of mana, I need to melee a little bit, and there's nothing wrong with that, it just... Yeah, pretty much, I would say. That's what it feels like to me. And take Earth Magic to 8. Actually, we're having no trouble killing things right now. Oh, hello. I'll take Intelligence. We're having no trouble killing things right now. Why don't we just take Fighting to 5, get some more HP? It can't hurt to have more HP. Okay, Hepliacana. This is a very good god. Another god that you could go for, even though I am a caster. Well, Centolio, you told me that I have to stream during European hours at least once a month, or else I don't get your sub. So, although I guess it's not up yet, so I'm wasting. But yeah, Hepliacana is an interesting god. Again, you don't have to play a quote-unquote caster god just because you're a caster. Hepliacana is one of those gods that if I'm in trouble, I will always take him, you know, as soon as I find him. Right now, we're having a really good game, so I feel confident about waiting for a god that's going to give me a little more power later on. And yeah, you lose a little max HP worshipping Hepliacana. You get an ally, a permanent ally, you get a few other funny things that you can do. You can set the gender of your ancestor, which is a very important mechanic that the devs of this game put time into for no reason at all. I can't say anything bad about it or I'll be instantly banned from twitch.tv. Anyway, yes, Pandoramic, I'm not making that up. Anywho, yeah, it's like there's some funny things. This is a god with interesting mechanics. You could swap with your ancestor ally. And we're just not going to use him, but he is a powerful god. Alright, we have a ghost vault here. On the inside, we can see that there is a ring of the Spinneret. It is a fire ring, which means we get RF plus and RC minus when we wear it. It's got some intelligence, which will increase our cast rate, you know, our success rate, as well as our spell power by a little bit. But we do not want to walk around with a penalty to our resistance. That is a very bad idea to do. In general, don't do that. That's how you lose games really easily. There's also a ghost in here, which he's a Gargoyle Berserker of Trog. He has huge AC, huge EV. I give it the follow combat. In general, this little room is just not worth going into, and so we're not going to go into it. If I press Control O, I can see the dungeon overview. There are a few floors that we haven't fully explored, because Grinder was on one of them, Blork and Sigmund were on another. He has the same spear that I do. Does he really? No, it says you're seeing the wrong thing. It says to evade the spear. That's it's showing the chance of me hitting him. Anyway, I feel pretty confident about going back and killing Blork and Sigmund, but I think I'm gonna do one more floor. I wanna get my god first if I can. I'm pressing T and A to make my guys go forward and attack that. I'm just attacking with my spear. I'm actually making my dog again just for safety so that I can swap through him. Okay, things have gone badly. Let's make an imp. Let's just swap. My hound dies, uh-oh. I seem to be running myself out of mana. Let's go up. They do have big HP. We have the power to defeat them. Stone Arrow helps a good bit. But I don't want to fight a whole pack of them, you know. Let's go down to the other staircase. These staircases are relatively close. I'm going to shout for attention. TT. Nothing's really coming. We didn't hear anything yell back, so... If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm trying to explain as much as possible, but could have brought a yak upstairs. I could have, and ordinarily I would have, but under the new paradigm with attacks of opportunity, I am being much more careful about not getting into fights unless I'm sure that I can finish them, because I don't have the power to walk away from fights anymore without spending resources. I guess in theory I could set it up to where I call Imp, I call Canine Familiar in a hallway, and then I swap through, or perhaps I could pass wall, but even setting that up is kind of a nightmare now. If I take him upstairs, like let's say I took him up through this staircase, yeah, they can hit reasonably hard, I think 18 damage. So I take him here, that'd be okay, but if I took him up, like here, you know, I'd have to probably walk a couple tiles, depending on where he spawns in, to even get to a hallway to then summon a guy and walk through him. And the whole time I'm taking attacks of opportunity. It's just no good. Game is much harder now in terms of, I wouldn't even say it's harder, it's just like more tedious. That's the sad thing about it. So we're just using our summons, we're using our spear at the same time. Not hitting very much, but that's okay. We've got plenty of mana left. Refreshing my summons as soon as they die. I can only have one of each, but that's okay. Yep. That is correct, Wesley. It's pretty lame, but that's what happens when you got Pleasing Fungus in charge of the game. A man who has even worse ideas than Gamma Funk. Alright, we've got a ton of HP from all this fighting. I think I'm going to get at least one more. The game is lagging a little bit, so just have to live with that. The fighting is going to, by the way, if I press M for skills, exclamation point to change over to, sorry, question mark to change over to help, and then press A for fighting. This will increase my accuracy and damage as well as my HP. I'm really only doing it for the HP, but the fact that we're meleeing a little bit here, you know, I can't complain. Miscast, uh-oh. Okay, we have a space between me and the yak. Means I can very safely. Yeah, he's a smug prick, basically, and then he just, if people dunk on him back, he simply bans them, which... people like him are part of the reason why I've decided that, you know, anytime that I'm a moderator, if I do a little calculus in my head, I think... would this person laugh if I was banned for a stupid reason? And if the answer is yes, I don't give them the benefit of the doubt for even a second. Because people like Pleasing Fungus basically run the modern internet, and just give them no quarter, you know, whenever you're in a position to give them a little bit of their own medicine. $100, Vermoin. I was paid some money to make a tutorial for casters, so from an anonymous benefactor. I figured, alright, I'll do that, and I'll increase my streak, my shame and dignity. Don't you mean my lack thereof? The anonymous benefactor asked to remain anonymous, probably out of fear of these, the usual freaks in the community attacking this person. I mean, I'm just guessing. They didn't say anything about that, but I'm just putting a theory out there. This is just a theory, a game theory. For fun, I thought about blaming Quad 9s, but we all know Quad 9s would never give me money. Has to be atmosphere and experience from old school DCSS. Yep. Yep, it was a magical thing. Okay, I don't have RC+, so I'm a little concerned about this, but we have enough raw damage output that I think I'm going to just start throwing stone arrows. I'm going to press Z for cast, C for stone arrow. Game is lagging again. I am going to press period instead of enter, so it definitely stops at the Ice Beast. Cast again, he's dead. Conjurations is now 6. You'll see I'm still leapfrogging my skills, just kind of watching the cost and adjusting accordingly. I am willing to auto-explore now. I probably shouldn't be auto-exploring, but I feel pretty comfortable doing it. Okay, I guess we're gonna melee. Out of mana, this is exactly why I didn't want to fight this dude, unless I was being ultra careful. He didn't hit us at all, though. Cerulean Imp is the replacement for what you get when you cast Call Imp. You no longer get a red, a blue, or a red, a white. I think you can only get red and white in the old version. Now you just get this guy with a spear, which I'm okay with this change. You can only have one imp at a time, but he doesn't blink around anymore, which is nice. I do kind of miss the white imps because the ranged cold magic is pretty nice. But this is okay. It's less soulful, unfortunately. My videos combat? That's awesome, man. Red was pretty bad, but I enjoyed having white. Gotta make sure I say that word right. White. Put an HU at the beginning. Oh yeah, Shadow, that's the one. Oh, this is kind of tough. We've got a Wyvern here. He has 27 HP, which is a decent chunk for this point. More importantly, he's fast and can do 20 damage, so he can actually attack me twice in one turn on occasion. Why don't we just, like, have our bros attack him? And we're going to go as far away as we can. Yeah, having a bunch of ranged attacks against the Wyvern would be nice. Just letting my summons soften this guy up. TA. Ambush by Herald. Well, I would teleport in that case, most likely. Okay. I'm gonna wait a turn and see if he tries to walk up to me. He did not. We'll make a dog. We're gonna use our Wand of Flame. Okay. Wand of Flame. Call Imp. This lag is really blowing my mind today. Maybe we should only stream in the middle of the night. I could create some more space. This guy's getting very lucky, by the way, in terms of not dying. Sandblast I'm absolutely not going to cast, because Modern Sandblast takes 1.5 turns to cast. He can attack me 20 times per turn, but actually, he can attack me for 20 damage with each attack, but he can get me with like 2 attacks a turn due to his speed. So he could possibly even get 3 attacks, I think, during a Sandblast. Sandblast is strong, but I'm not doing it to him. Just gonna use the spear. We got him this time, alright. So I didn't have to use any resources except for a couple charges of flame, which I'm fine with. I wouldn't say, I mean, it's a noob trap if you stick with it and use it wrong for sure, but you're literally forced to use it at the beginning of the game, so unfortunately it's a noob trap that you're doomed to enjoy forever, I guess. Anytime you play a Earth Elementalist, put a point into polearms. Normally I would to get my speed up to 1.0, but because this is a speed spear, I'm not sure if it's really... I mean, you're right, the cost is so low that I should, just for a little bit of damage and accuracy. Spear. You know what, Nabesis, just for you, I will. I agree, that's probably... I mean, I'll put 2 points into it, because the cost is so tiny. Full mana again. Caster Guide, make sure to level your spear skill. Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. It's like, you don't have to play... That's where a lot of people get confused. In a caster in DCSS, that doesn't mean that all you're doing is casting spells. You're going to have a hard time playing just about any character who doesn't bump into enemies once in a while. No, Stone Arrow does not take 1.5 speed. Alright, I think as long as they are not watching you, you can walk away without sucking down an opportunity attack. Yeah, the spear spell. My favorite spell. I'll take fighting to 7. Can never have too much HP. And we're doing well. The basic rubric, you know, that I follow is like, if I'm having a good time, easy time taking things down, then probably I want to focus on my defenses. If I think I'm going to be able to handle, you know, problems for the next little while, then it's time to focus on defense. Quivering poison darts. That's okay. I'm immune to poison, so I don't care. Well, no, Wesley, I know you're not confused about it. I'm saying that for anybody who's watching this tutorial. I am aware that you have streaked double digits, Wesley. Nabi says what you should do is you should watch Malcolm Rose and give me like 10 subs. You know what? I'll switch to the kobold, the big kobold. They're called kobold brigands now, and I refuse to call them anything other than big kobolds. You know why? Because big kobold is a cute name, and brigand, kobold brigand is not. Okay, this is the Ecumenical Temple. Here is where almost all of the altars in the game, almost all of the gods in the game will have an altar. Not necessarily all, though, depending on which one you get. I don't obey conduct requests usually on a streak. That's not guaranteed, no matter how much money you give me. Well, I shouldn't say that. You give me $100, I'll do whatever, but almost whatever. But Gozag time. Well, is it Gozag time? Because it looks like Gozag didn't spawn. Plus, I mean, if you're making a tutorial, oh man, what the fuck? Look at those graphical glitches. Oh, looks like somebody didn't care.
Sorry.
Looks like somebody didn't care when they were developing the game.
Dad had taught us not to be ashamed of our
Drinks.
I am thirsty. Yeah, we got cucked out of Gozag. We've got Sif Muna available. You know, we've got a lot of really good gods available. We actually found Redemnul earlier, I think. But there's one here, too. Neo Fedhaus is pretty good. Glug, glug, glug. Don't make me do that NPC thing. That's where the real money is. I'll get those stickers. Ice cream's so good. I'll become a Zoomer if I have to. We could go Kiku and be a Necromancer. We could go Trog and make this a really serious caster tutorial. Yeah, I mean, Sif Muna is the classical caster god. It's hard for me not to want to wait for Gozag, considering how well we're doing. He will show up in an overflow altar somewhere. He's guaranteed by floor, I think, 11. Wujian is, relatively new. He's like a ninja type monk god. Not great for the kind of character we're playing. Kiku would be acceptable. Sif Muna would be fine. Kiku's only if we wanted to like do a hard pivot to necromancy, though. Which we don't. Ash and Zari would be fine. We could go Ash. That could be. I have always been really partial to Ash and Zari as a caster god. Now, with that said, I don't think Neo Ash and Zari is as good as old Ash and Zari. But we could do. I'm not doing Rue. Rue is a powerful but also weak god at the same time. Like Rue creates some problems and it messes the game up enough that I don't think it's good for a tutorial. You know what we're gonna do? I'll tell you what. I'll put this in the hands of Twitch chat, and also if you want to bribe me, I'll leave it open if you want to put money into Or channel points? Wait, what? How do you make it so you can put bits into it? Did they take that away? That's lame. Fedhas is great, but like... if I'm playing a caster, I try not to take a god that requires mana usage. And Fedhas, if I remember correctly, his abilities require mana usage. Anyway, yeah, why don't we just for funsies, I'm gonna put a poll up. Either we're going for Ashen Zari, which I do think is the most fun option, or we're waiting for Gozag, which I suspect would be the optimal choice. But showing off Neo Ashen Zari could be pretty fun. We could have some moments of frustration from that as I deal with the fact that you can't take shit off anymore. It just breaks the item. I mean, I think that you can stack the same skill bonus in a couple different slots now, which is interesting. You can gotta roll the gear gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, the curses you have to roll. I really don't like the new Ashen Zari because of how inconsistent it is comparatively. Like, you knew exactly what was going to happen eventually with old Ashen Zari. On the other hand, we get immune to traps. It's nice to get immune to traps eventually. Wait for something else. All right, my friends, we'll go for Gozag. Maybe next time. We're just going to go for raw power. I recommend Gozag on just about any character. There's really no reason not to play Gozag if you don't need a bunch of help in the early game. If your early game is going really well, you might as well just hold out for a god that makes the late game really easy. If your early game's going poorly, take the first usable thing that you find because you need whatever you can get. But we're having a great game so far. Okay, we got potions of curing and whatnot. I think I'm going to go back to D4 and clear it. Describes Gozag. He's the god of greed. Every time you kill something, gold shows up. When gold is on the floor and is freshly spawned, it turns the corpses into gold. So when that gold is there for a few turns afterwards, it distracts enemies and they're less likely to do anything. Like, it can steal their turns, which is an incredibly overpowered ability. It's the cryptocurrency god. You can use your Bitcoin to get shops. You can spawn shops. You can bribe branches and put a lot of guys on your side where otherwise they'd be fighting you. You can summon potion effects where you drink like 3 random. You get like a bunch of different options and it makes you drink 3 to 4 potions at the same time. They took out Absolute Zero. When that spell first came in, I was still unbanned from the DCS subreddit, and I made a joke post. I said, it's called Absolute Zero because absolutely zero thought went into the design. And lo and behold, a few versions later, they put their tails between their legs and removed it. Oh yeah, they made it a lightning spell for some reason, and changed it. Oh yeah, and it takes several turns to happen now, I guess. Okay, that's whatever. I'm trying to press escape to get back to the screen. It's just a bit laggy today. Okay, let's wake up Blork. So he's not too tough. He can throw fire at us, he can throw a dart at us, he can throw frost, and he can haste. And he's just like he attacks with, he's an orc, but with that glaive he might as well be an ogre. He's weak, but he can, RNG can meme us pretty quickly with a hasted orc. The big thing is, like, we can't reset this fight, so we wanna take it seriously. Well, no, we met him early in the game, Skidrow, in D4. I decided not to fight him because he could have created a big issue for me. Okay, we're just going to use stone arrows on him. And he's dead. We do not need his glaive. He did have a potion of cancellation, which I like. That's cool. Oh yeah, if we had gone Ash and Zari, we could get all of our scrolls identified. That would be nice. Again, sorry about the lag. There's not a lot I can do. Hello! Have they changed basic bitch mummies? Nope. Still hits hard. Still slow. Gonna swap. Kill him with the spear. Could go Chebriatos for ultimate fun, but a totally insane thing to do while on a streak. We found a Scroll of Identify. Let's use it on one of these 2 stacks. Enchant Weapon. Oh yeah, I forgot we had the sling. That's handy. Shay would be fun, but there's just no way. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna throw my streak by... Shay slows down all your movements, you know? I'm less concerned about that and more... Okay, he's invisible now. Mr. Hound can see invisible. So we're going to let him fight Sigmund for us, basically, until he stops being invisible. Something we could do... Whoa! Oh, right! He has a scythe. Let's not get within his attack range. I was gonna use my spear and whatnot, but... He can't confuse us through the, you know, through our allies. He kills our dog, we just make a new dog. Why you kick my dog? My hound is confused, that's annoying. Oh man. Now I'm confused. That's okay, I went into this knowing that could happen. I have 3 scrolls of curing, 3 potions of curing. This'll wear off. Yes they can if they're next to you. I'm more confused. Technically we could just like spam confused. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and burn a potion of curing. No, we'll wait one more turn. Hound seems less confused. Okay, we'll just... Yeah, we'll stumble around. Alright. Feel less confused. Alright, let's, he's not invis anymore. Let's just throw a stone arrow. And we have so much damage with that, it just wipes him the hell out. There we go. Get Earth Magic to 9. It may behoove us to go ahead and memorize something new. Petrify would have really helped us against him right there. Tempting. Maybe after this Earth Magic is 9, maybe we'll go ahead and get it. Mephitic looking kind of bad. I don't know why I would bother with Mephitic. Normally I think it's great, but with the fact that we have all these summons, you know, that's like an AoE, it confuses things. It's nice or whatever, but the thing is we're about to have Petrify online, which is going to essentially do the same thing, so I don't think I need to bother. It's a good spell, though, and I recommend it on just about any caster. We have other things that we're able to do right now, so... I've looked at all of these, and the only one that particularly interests me that's in here right now is Petrify, and I guess Blast Motes as well, which is a new spell that makes landmines and makes things get knocked away from you. I'm not super inclined to go for this, though, because it's kind of a non-bow with my summons. Like, I feel like my summons are going to activate it, which is no good. I don't know, maybe. We'll see where the game takes us. If I start feeling like I'm having trouble, then maybe. Hello, Grinder. Not really, because like I don't really want to go deep into the land of transmutations because we can't get statue form. So, alright, I'm keeping my allies between me and Grinder, so that he cannot cast Paralyze on me. Hexes, you know, 48% chance to paralyze, how terrifying. Yeah, Mystic Blast is really good, and we may very well go for it. That's the one, I forgot to mention that actually, that's the one that I'm truly interested in. Describe, I press exclamation point to get to describe, I press J. They've changed this to where it knocks things back now. And it is I think it's still a little bit of AoE, so Grinder cannot use Grinder. So we may very well go down this route and just Mystic Blast things to get them away from us. That is a way to create some distance, which is nice. Okay, he can paralyze us, that's fine. We can't die from a single paralyze. Not with my AC, I don't think, and my resistance to... If I wasn't resistant to negative, I would drink a potion of Lignify right now, but we're gonna Stone Arrow him, and we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it one more time, and he should die. There we go. A little bit dangerous, but I don't think there was any chance of us dying there. But Grinder you want to take as a top tier threat. The reason why we're kind of going back and doing the first few floors that we left some things behind on is because overflow altars can show up early as well as late. We're walking backwards because I don't feel like getting confused today next to a damn... By the way, that thing was invisible. I'm able to press V and then hit an empty square. But yeah, I didn't want to get confused next to a priest. Push conjurations up. I'm pressing !/ and S because I want to see if Iron Shot still exists in the game. It looks like it does. Push-ups on my fingers? I mean... What, like with my fingertips on the ground instead of my palms? I mean, that... I don't think that makes the push-up any harder. It's just like that would give you grip strength and probably mess with the joints on your fingers. I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm grabbing this Dagger of Speed. The reason is we may end up stabbing later, so why not do it faster? We may end up stabbing with the Petrify. And for those of you who don't know, daggers do way more damage with stab attacks than anything else. Oh, I'm not using it to pieces. I just might if I end up using Petrify. Sometimes I like to shout while on the staircase, while I'm in this nice safe spot. Hello! So, positioning is the most important thing in the game, whether you're a caster or a melee guy or a hybrid. We are taking a step to the left because Mr. Centaur can't see us. He has decided to not take the bait, and he's still going kind of away from us, so we're just going to order our dudes to attack and fight him from here. Because the people who run this game are completely incompetent, it is possible to get a short bow from a centaur, but no ammo. Just kidding. You don't use ammo anymore either. Made that mistake last time, too. I think the removal of ammo is a little bit weird. I guess it is good for the sake of inventory management, but I think that a lot of the soul of the game is taken out with that, because there used to be these different ammunition types which were a lot of fun, like flaming arrows and things like that. Do centaurs still use wands faster? Now, okay, I can save it and talk about some other dev incompetence. Yes, they do. Even though That's not the case if you're like a player centaur, although I think they removed centaurs probably because they wanted to stop fielding questions about this. It's definitely possible to make them just move faster, but oh no, they do every single action they take is faster. So if a centaur spawns with an acid wand, you're in some serious trouble. That sounds good, Wesley. I like that. Joe the Curare Thrower. Alright, we found an artifact spear. It's got Sinv on it, so I guess that we'll keep that in the inventory as something we can swap. If there's something invisible around that I really need to be able to see. Okay, we found an altar of Uskawa. I love Uskawa, probably one of my favorite gods in the game in terms of flavor. This is the god of dancing, and as you fight things, you can eventually paralyze them and link them and do a bunch of damage to everything and like kill them instantly, and you can also like teleport directly into an enemy and blow them up, and it's just a very interactive god. There's a lot of really fun things you can do with him. Really probably somebody you want to play on a melee guy. Costs mana to do the ultimate ability for one. His piety works differently, like he always has like no piety except for when he's fighting things, and then you gain piety very quickly as you do damage, and then the piety also drops super fast. And yeah, combat, I enjoy that too. You know, Uskawa is like super duper fun. Not much of a caster god. You could use him as a caster god. But we've decided to hold out for Gozag. Again, ordinarily I would not recommend holding out for whatever god you want the most. In this case, we've had such a easy early game that, let's identify some things. Oh, sweet. Potions of Mutation are identified. Scrolls of Fear are identified. Okay, that's really good. Well, I mean, that's okay, Nabesis, unless you're having an early game where you really need help now, in which case you've got to take the first viable god that you can find. If you're smart. Okay, we found a robe. Wearing things takes a while, so we're going upstairs to safety before we put it on. It's just a +0 robe with then +2 on it. Probably not what we're going to be wearing forever, but I mean, honestly, I want the ringmail on. In fact, oh man, we might just go ahead and wear the ringmail. Now, I'll keep the robe on for now, until we can get summoning up a little more for Call Canine. Yeah, Wesley, I agree entirely, but man, you're never going to have a more fun game, in my opinion, than when you're just having a grand old time with Uskawa. Uskawa doesn't really give you escape tools. He gives you tools to just dab on your enemies in a very stylish and exciting way. Like it's I really don't understand how it is that the devs of Krull even thought up something that fun. It seems like it's just too fun for them to have come up with. I don't know who invented that, but oh fuck! An orc warrior is wielding a scimitar of distortion. You really don't want to get hit with that unless they've changed it. Yeah, Oosk would be good now. A scroll of immolation would be cool now, but for all I know, they've taken it out. Oh, we get attacked instantly. That's cool. No, he is not, Nabesis. It's this one right here. Okay, first of all, I'm going to press backslash, because I am kind of curious, and then we're going to press, minus to see the ones we haven't identified. Those motherfuckers. They took out the most fun scroll in the game. I can't believe it. I can believe it. They actually took out Immolate. How high are these people? Keep shape-shifting. Hey, K-Chama, how you doing? Why would they take out Immolation? It was there before I did slash, so I was wrong. Hold on, the server's lagging again. Oh. JK, we have it identified. Alright, cancel the emergency. It's still there. This could be cute. Should we use it, my friends? Am I crazy enough to use it? I do have RF plus, so I cannot, well, I could die because there's like a couple things with spears here. Man. No, it's like fun, but, let me see if, I think it's 3D20 or something insane like that. Man. Fuck you. Tell me the goddamn damage. I don't need to see 40 pages of the people thinking that they're being clever. Alright, here we go. 3D, is that 3D15? Yeah, 3D15. For tiny monsters, giant and huge, 3D25. Others deal 3D20, so that's what I thought, 3D20. Up to 60 damage. So I can only take 30 damage, actually, because I have RF+. If this guy next to me would do the damage. I don't... As fun as it would be, I don't think I'm going to take the risk. I think we're going to walk away. Sorry. No fun allowed. This is a street game. We found orc, though. Orc mines. Well, with RF Plus, we could have done it, and it would have been stylish and cute. But we're trying to epitomize win rate play today, and I'm on the world record streak, so I really probably shouldn't fool around. It was a bit sketchy with the spear guys, yeah. This game is all about, you know, doing math to figure out your chances of dying the next turn, basically. I want this dude down because he's got the Spear of Distortion. Or, Scimitar of Distortion. Yes, a nice Korean man took the world record streak, but if I win this, I will have it back, or at least I'll be tied with him, so... I am going to continue referring to this as the world record streak until I lose it and it's permanently down, because otherwise I, at least in the YouTube video titles, because God knows I'm not going to go back to 60-some videos and change the damn titles, you know. But no, he does have it right now. He also plays a lot faster than me, so it's... I don't think he streams his runs. I was going to do something with my skills, and I don't remember what it was. Whoa, no, I don't. Fuck you. I don't want to turn on filter keys. I was probably going to get a little bit of transmutations. I'm going to turn on two things at once. Oh my god. The cost is so low that, you know, it's why not. I just realized I'm wearing my buckler. I think they changed it to where you can't necessarily eliminate the shield cost anymore. But 4 was the magic number before for buckler, so we'll just assume it basically works the way it did before. Because shields, for example, reduce your attack speed. And before, if you had a buckler and you got your shields to 4, it would completely eliminate that penalty. But I believe they nerfed it a little bit. We're not really worried about attack speed, though. We've got a speed spear. It's also going to nerf my cast success rate. Oh, does Yermak play without audio? Sorry, I thought I was going to do something else here. Maybe not. Alright, I'll think about it later. Oh, is it dex-based now? There are some things I don't know. Some changes that... An arbalest. It's okay, we're gonna get 27 shields. Okay, check this out. Old trick. We're going to press Z and then C for our stone arrow. We are going to take the targeter and send it to the back so that if it misses the Knoll Sergeant, then it will probably hit the Warrior. Unfortunately, the Knoll Sergeant blocked the Stone Arrow. Well, we're a caster. We're probably going to be spamming intelligence up for the whole game. Maybe I should get some dex, though. I hear it's uncapped now for dodging and whatnot. In fact, now might be a good time to get a little bit in the way of defenses in terms of like armor and dodging. People really overestimate those skills. You really shouldn't bother with them in the early game, but we're getting to the point where we could dump a little bit into them and get some value. Maybe even manually get some dex when we level up, I mean. Okay, we're gonna take a step, cast the Hound, shout a little bit. I don't like that this guy can do 25 damage with his weapon, but we're gonna swing anyway. Oh my god, that's too much damage. Let's take a step. Okay, we've created space. It's time to... You see how I'm resetting this fight, even though I'm like, oh, he's almost max HP. Well, you know what? That's the right time to reset. The right time to reset is when you're not going to die in one hit. Scroll of Fear, hell yeah. Book of Geomancy, already got one of those, we started with it. Oh shit! So I've gotten in this hallway, I saw the one killer bee sleeping, which means there's almost definitely a whole crowd of killer bees. These are very dangerous, less so for me, because I'm immune to poison on account of being a gargoyle, but anyway, it's best to take them in a hallway. We could use an Immolate Scroll right now to take these guys out, but I think we can just kind of melee them. You know what? Screw it. We'll do it. Big explosions. It applies the inner fire debuff to all enemies on the screen and allies. And it actually works on summons now, so that when the thing dies, it explodes and does a shitload of damage. Yeah, that's a problem, Skidrow. I have pressed my inventory button, I just, the server's laggy today. Anyway, we got Phantom Mirror now. Unlike before, they are not consumable. They're just like any other evocable item, so we have this thing. We can copy enemies now once in a while. Oh man. Maybe I can just spear these guys to death, stone arrow these guys to death. Yeah. What you got there? Low AC, high EV. I'm just gonna sandblast through these dudes. Why I should train stealth? How would that have helped me? Are you saying I should have stabbed all these guys to death? The bees? Okay, we're going to go ahead and take armor to 5 and dodging to 5. It would be more optimal for me to train them not at the same time, but I am lazy, and I'm in a sweet enough position right now that we're going to do this. Actually, just kidding. We're going to only train dodging, because I'm not wearing the... Nope, we're going to train both. That'll reduce the spell failure a little bit once I put the ring mail on. It won't do anything for me really until I have a high base AC though. Anyway. The dog killed the ogre. Oh, boy. Great Mesa Protection. What's up, buddy? Alright, top tier threat here. Two-headed ogre, you know, 35 damage with one weapon, 38 damage with the other. He just double plus owns us. Ordinarily, Steam Dragon would be a real troublesome enemy in terms of just being able to do a bunch of damage to us at range, but we are resistant to fire, so that's really not going to do a lot to us. Nevertheless, I feel like this might be a good place to do Charming. 38% chance to work is an opportunity. Yeah, if he drops his armor, then yeah. Why don't we, you know, we got this Phantom Mirror. Let's go ahead and use it. Now we've got a copy of this two-headed ogre. The mirror is now inert until I gain some experience, which I'm okay with. You know what? I don't trust this. Hold on. I was going to use my slingshot, but I didn't trust it not to take a million turns to work. So this is a risk. If I if I summon a canine and it doesn't show up right in front of me, we may end up having to use a resource to get away from this ogre. I feel like what I should actually do is I should just cast 2 stone arrows right into his ass, and if things go really badly and he ends up next to us, unfortunately, that means we've got to use Blink. Alternately, we could do 1 stone arrow. If that kills him, good. If it doesn't, we use Fear. Pass Wall's an option, but I don't trust the Learn DB to tell me the right number of turns that it takes to get through. Pass Wall would be super sick right here if I was positive that it would only take like 2 turns, but I'm not going to risk taking a hit from this two-headed ogre. Heavy Enchantment is new. It just increases the base. It makes it more based. It increases the base damage by a lot, so we're getting 5, meaning that this sling is doing just way more damage. It's doing almost as much as a hand crossbow. Instead of base 7, it's got base 12. And it slows it down as well, which I'm okay with. Okay, we hit it with the stone arrow. The Steam Dragon went in front. That's awesome. That gives us a turn to do some things. Maybe a couple. Hasted, thank you for the follow. I'm going to make a dog. My copy of the two-headed ogre just beat his original to death. Just kidding, he died from Steam, apparently. It's like a nerfed Vorpal. Yes. Well, no, I would say it's a buffed Vorpal, because Vorpal didn't increase the base damage. Increasing base damage is significant because it means your stats affect it more. I think it means the extra damage from skilling affects it more. It's really good. I would say it's only worthwhile on ranged weapons, though, for the most part. Okay, we're going to press Z and then C, which is where my stone arrow is. We're going to move over here. I don't want to hit my ally, so we're going to stop here. We're going to press period, so the stone arrow, if it misses the Steam Dragon and also misses the Knoll, it won't keep going. Looks like we hit the Steam Dragon, though. Shoot another arrow. Sadly, we did not get these Steam Dragon scales. What a shame. Okay, terrific. Okay, so this is like a really awkward kind of position. But like I said last session, if you want to, this is very important for a caster, especially one that does blasting. Go over here and then press exclamation point so it fires. It didn't hit him, but that's okay. You can do the same thing like this. Got him. Get him. I'll wear this plate armor so I can't cast any spells. Just kidding. Plate armor would be a really sick find, though, if this was, you know, not a caster. heavy triple crossbow. That could be pretty cool. Too bad we haven't found one. That should be a unique, actually. That should be an unrand that's, like, particularly heavy. Call it the Big Mama. Get a god already? Well, yeah, we're being very, very, very greedy by not picking a god by now, but it's gonna be worth it. Gozag makes the late game much easier, so... it warps and distorts space around it. It may blink, banish, or inflict extra damage upon those it strikes. So wait, can you not be abyssed by being attacked by a disto anymore? On wielding it can teleport you to foes or banish you to the abyss. It doesn't teleport enemies anymore, and I guess it doesn't abyss them anymore. So that was less of a scary situation. Wait, no, blink, banish. Banish is sending things to the abyss. So, yep, that is still a risk. Don't get hit by distortion. Pay close attention to what items enemies are wielding. Hello! Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, if you get hit by it or if you unwield it. Alright, man. Some have said that I'm the best around and that nothing's ever going to keep me down. Let's join the best god in the game, Gozag the Greedy. Worst enchantment in the game. I mean, I imagine it's pretty good to wield, but it's probably the worst to deal with an enemy having, yeah, in the early game especially. It's decent as something that you're wielding. Press J for join. So I like Gozag the best. Now we have a new menu available. To join Gozag, you got to pay gold. He doesn't have a piety menu. He only cares about how much money you have. Excuse me, he doesn't have a piety meter. If we press lowercase a, we can renounce our religion, which we don't want to. That'll give us wrath. That'll make Gozag mad at us. We can pay some money to do a potion petition, which will give us a selection of potions to use, which will basically let us drink 3 phantom potions, you know, which are the same as regular potions, but you get like 3 or 4 of them at the same time, so get like 3 healing potions, heal real fast, that kind of thing. Electric is a really good brand for the early game, for sure. I wouldn't really want to use it in the end game, but I probably wouldn't want to use anything other than Vorpal or Holy in the ultra late game. Ice probably. Anyway, call merchant, we can call our own shops. That continues to raise in price every time I use it. Bribe branch is the real heavy hitter here that you just use in Zot and proceed to have a really easy time in Zot. Or on the orb run. I'm just tabbing. In fact, why don't we make an ally here? You know what? I'm gonna not take the risk, actually. Hold up. I was gonna cast something, but I realized I could get confused next to my allies, which wouldn't have been like a game-losing situation, but it would have been a headache. And all right, let's press V and then enter here, even though we don't know, we can't see that guy. We know the tile he's in, so we can kind of manually shove our spear in that direction. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna stone arrow the orc. Continuing to use the spear. V. It's hard not to pick Gozag every game. Oh, if you have a rough early game, there's good reasons not to. Okay, I used stone arrow to finish him off. He confused my doge. My dog. My dog coin. But yeah, I mean, Gozag is really, really strong, and there's no reason not to pick him if you can get to him fast enough. Oh, shit. Wolfster. We got a wolf now. Our spell power is high enough that it is possible for us to summon wolves now. You know what? Fight him already, Mr. Wolf. TA for attack. How much damage you do? 25? Got him with the stone arrow. That dire flail is no joke. That guy can do a good 25 damage to us in melee. Same as a halberd, I guess. Got him with the stone arrow, though. All right, let's pop on our ring mail, I think. I just want to have more AC. Our Call Canine is still below 10% fail rate, so I'm okay with that. I kind of want... I don't know, with these summons, I really would like to... I'm having a bit of a Nombo problem where I can't, like, cast past them, so we're relying on this spear, which is doing less work than I would like it to be doing. Starting to think we might need to get a little more clever. I may want to just get Mystic Blast. I mean, that's an option. But I mean, if we just... Oh, whoops. Oh. We got whites and stuff here. That's annoying. Let's make a dog. Oh, that's a nameless horror. I forget what they do. Up to 8 damage, drain magic. Yeah, we miscast and we got a nameless horror. Let's do some thinking. Put on our thinking caps. I want to move here, 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 and head to the staircase. 1, 2, and then attack. 1, 2. Let's just give it a shot. We have 3 potions of curing. If I get confused, I'll just drink and then telly if I have to. Close the door, breaks the door. Go down. I see we've got some gentlemen here. That's annoying. Okay, charm the yak. Using some wand action to make my life easier here. Swap. Charm like 3 things, probably. Cool. Hey, that's someone's wife. Okay, we got the dog again. Cool. Okay, so we fled downstairs, which is not always the safest thing to do, but in this particular case it was the right move, and we used a couple of resources that, you know, it's nice to have charm, and it's nice to not have to waste it, but, you know, I'm happy with how it turned out. Whoa, I don't want to fire in my imp's direction, I want to do like this and press dot. Again, we come up against a little lag. Pressing enter here. Just trying to cast through the killer bees. Give myself a dog again. I'm going to attack this dude. Just manually. If they line up for me again, we'll use the stone arrow. Okay, they don't want to line up. We'll force it. Got him. Getting lots of gold. Woohoo! 2 throwing nets, okay. Okay, Joseph drinks a potion. Joseph seems to speed up. We got Joseph here. He has a... He can attack with a very powerful sling. Fast Joe is no good. We don't want to deal with Fast Joe. Fast Joe, oh no. This is a good opportunity to go ahead and use a Scroll of Fear. He is frightened. Hopefully he can't just use his potion again. I think they may have changed it to where he can do whatever. Wow, that is a demonologist. Let's get the fuck out of here. I was going to chase him down once I had my allies, but it's Jover. There were whites up there. I don't really want to fool with that. So whites can drain you if they attack you, which we want to try to avoid. I'm just trying to find an upstairs so I can go back. And hello, Joe. Hello, Sleepy Joe. God, forget this. I'm going to... Wow, he's slinging right through my allies. All right. All right, that's fine. I hate this. I don't want to blow my heal wounds, but we've kind of misplayed this a little bit. Boy. Also, the game's lagging again. We could burn a telly. I don't want to do that. We want to take this dude out. I forgot that he just conveniently misses your dudes all the time and hits you anyway. I'm telling my allies to flee. Okay, ordering them to attack. Can I charm him by any chance? 38%, not great. You know what I should have done? I should have hasted before all this. That was a big mistake. I'm a little out of practice here. Now we're hasted. This is worth a haste. Now I feel super safe. He can't kill me. He can only do like 30 damage to me in one turn, and we move faster than him now, so I'm just spamming Stone Arrow on him. If I had gotten to the point where I could have died, we would have drank a healing potion, we could have blinked, we could have done all kinds of things. So I burned a haste to take him down, and I don't feel bad about that. He's a unique, he's relatively tough. Could we have defeated him without that? Probably. Probably. And in fact, he was a poster child for the need to have Petrify online, so why don't we go ahead and memorize that. Because he has bad magic resist, or willpower as they're calling it now. I call it magic resist because willpower is a stupid name. Wait, we should make sure he can't banish or anything. I wasn't sure if they had changed him. No, he just summons demons and stuff. Alright. Okay, I should make sure they haven't changed any of these demon abilities. Okay, he's dead. There's two more of him, though. Sure wish we had a beam. Five mana left. It's not enough. We'll make a dog. We'll make an imp. Oh, hello! You're actually a demon. You're a real demon. Soul Eater. Let's, you know, we're resistant to that stuff, but let's... Do I like Guardian Golem? It's okay. I don't usually use it. I feel like it's kind of weirdly inconsistent. I don't hate it, and I feel like we could do some handy things with it right now. It is tempting to summon it. I just don't think we have to, and I'd rather avoid it if I... Because it's like, it can fill up with an inner flame, right? If your allies take damage, you know, the damage gets redirected to the golem, and then and then it explodes when it dies, but... That's a level of inconsistency. Oh yeah, it's incredibly strong. I just prefer not to use it because you can screw yourself over with it. Is my big gripe. If you a noob? Oh, I think you can die to it if you're not a noob. I think that the game can put you in a situation where you... I don't know. I like to... The way I play this game is I try to limit the number of mistakes that I can make. It's good in practice, but you never get to practice it. I mean, I'm sure it creates a tremendous amount of damage that you, in theory, could do in a bad situation. Yeah, if you only fight in 1-by-1 corridors, then that's true, but sometimes you don't have that luxury. I need more mana, so I'm getting a little bit of spell casting. Okay, we got him. I was a little bit concerned about that frozen devil next to me. Yeah, no, with clever positioning, I think it's a great spell. I'm just... I guess it wouldn't... The only reason I haven't memorized it is I'm trying to save my spell levels in case we find something like Iron Shot, you know, and that way I can use it straight away. Is there a race class combo you prefer not to play on a streak run? I mean, yeah, plenty. Delvers are pure RNG as to whether you're going to lose or not. Chaos Knights I'd rather not play. There's various species that are harder or easier. I mean, I have played... At least when when it was available, I've played every single species and class, including a Delver, on this streak. So no one can accuse me of like cherry picking only good combos. Like the streak has no repeats in it. I think the whole thing will come up if I... Yeah. So like you could see, it's pretty tough stuff in some cases at least. No Meteorans yet, but those weren't around. That's what I was trying to say a second ago. The Meteorans didn't exist when I was doing this streak, so... maybe we'll do a Meteoran run. I don't know. Just to get the, you know... Or a Armatar, which didn't exist either. I feel like it's just a rename of Pangala whatever, but... Oh boy, hello Mr. Troll that I've come up next to. Well, thank you, Versaire. It's a good place to use the mirror. Big, giant, heavy things with low MR, pretty good mirror targets. Okay, so I went ahead and attacked. You're probably wondering why I didn't walk away. It's because I didn't want to eat an opportunity attack for no reason. I was giving my dog time to create space for me. We'll make another dog, and then we'll just start using... Fuck it, I'm just going to use stone arrows. Mirror does not check MR. However, what it does do... The MR does matter. So it says the reflection's duration increases with evocation skill and decreases with the willpower of the target. So if you use it on something with high MR... you may find that your new friend is disappearing very quickly. Okay, these are the whites I was talking about. Not to be confused with whites. They drain life. Which we don't want to happen to us, so... Sure wish this lag would slow the hell down. Or I guess speed up. Feel super rich with my new channel point options. Oh yeah? You want to make me do some workouts? Ordinarily, I would have an adult human female around to count out the repetitions, but... as some form of proof that I'm actually doing them. It's very important to remember the new attacks of opportunity. Like, having allies now is the most important thing in the early game. Man knows how to market and make money. What? I don't know if my workout channel points are going to be getting me a lot of money, but the channel points are free. You just have to chat. I think you can buy them with bits, though. All right, Herschel. See, this is good. The thing is, like, you don't want to die of a stroke in old age, right? So that's a good reason to stay active and not sit down too much. So really, I just see this as it. This is called, I call it stroke insurance, which sounds like something lewd, but it's not. I'm walking to the other side of the room now to do my squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because these are bodyweight squats, I'm doing them ass to grass, which you probably don't want to do if you're lifting, if you have weight on your back, but can't really, you're going to have a hard time hurting yourself with most calisthenics. How much weight? No, I'm just doing bodyweight. If you're asking me how much I can squat, I have not squatted with a bar on my back in a while. I want to say that my 1 rep max back when I was doing that was maybe, I know it was above 2 plate, and I feel like I was approaching 3 plates, so doing one-legged, I can do that. Sorry, for people who don't lift, 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate, that refers to the number of plates, 45-pound plates on each side of the bar. So if it's 2 plate, it's 135 pounds because 45 plus 45, and then an Olympic bar is 45 pounds. 2 plate would be 225, so you have like 45 plus 45 times 2 plus the 45-pound bar. Then 3 plate would be like, what is it, 315, something like that. I want to say I was like doing something like 250, which honestly, I mean, you'd be surprised how much you can do weight. That's really not that much, to be honest. Like, you can, if you've been lifting for a long time, you can do more than that. But I have this injury that I don't know if it ever fully healed from when I did jiu-jitsu. Like, one of my thighs is like kind of fucked up, and it's fine, but I just didn't, like, I don't really, it doesn't bother me anymore, but I've always been reticent to want to like tempt fate and mess with it. And the truth is that, like, if your goal is just fitness, if you're not trying to get huge, you know, and even if you're just, frankly, even if all you care about is aesthetics, you know, if you're willing to divorce that from being a massive dude, which by the way, in my experience, if you're trying to pick up girls, then you're gonna get more dudes admiring you at the gym than women if you're like 250 pounds of muscle. So if that's your goal, you know, there's that. But for me, it's all about health and fitness. I just came to the realization that, like, while I really enjoy lifting, I don't really care about being able to sling, like, you know, 300 pounds all around the place, because I mean, the fittest, well, not fittest, the strongest dudes, like the power lifter types, are taking some pretty insane risks in their daily life to get to that point, you know? And I mean, listen, I respect them. It's a serious sport, but I mean, it's like an Olympic type person. You're making some trades with your body in the long term, and I don't want to do that. But again, I love lifting, and you know, I still go and bench sometimes, and you know, I will squat with weight once in a while. I don't try to do like a massive 1 rep max. I don't really care to try to increase endlessly, because I don't think the human body was meant to do that, to be honest with you. It's kind of like these dudes who, you know, run 20 miles every day. It's like, I mean, yeah, you can do that, and that is a marker of fitness, but your joints are not going to thank you for that. You know, there is a way of, and it is a way of life. And again, I respect it. Like, if I had never gotten into lifting, I probably wouldn't have, you know, appreciated fitness as much as I do. And I do think that resistance training in general is really good for you. I mean, especially you know, for the endocrine system, like your testosterone levels will go up if you're doing a lot of resistance training. So, I mean, absolutely. Just be careful is all I'm saying. Like, it's not necessarily about, oh my God, I've got to be, you know, 250 pounds of muscle and I've got to be lifting, you know, I've got to be lifting 4 plate. I got to be able to do a 4 plate deadlift, you know. And there's some stuff like, especially with new people, I really try to push people to do in the direction of calisthenics over lifting. And it's not that there's anything wrong with lifting. It's just easier to hurt yourself, you know. But it is tons of fun. I'll say that. I mean, like, I would not even want to say the phrase Romanian deadlift to somebody who hasn't got a baseline level of fitness. You know what I mean? If you can carry your woman, well, depends on the woman. It can be easier or harder. Oh, shit. I have always gone for the more petite types, personally. Anyway, we've got some skilling to do. Anybody watch Sports Ball tonight? I guess I'll get transmutations to 4. I really do want to get petrify below 10%. New people want results without the pain. Well, that's another reason why, like, listen, when I first got into fitness, I was extremely out of shape. I was never fat. I actually came from the opposite direction. I'm like 6 feet tall, and I used to be 120 pounds, which, in case you don't know, that's very skinny. I was like addicted to World of Warcraft, you know. I was just like, and I just didn't eat much, you know. I had a very sedentary lifestyle. And when I first got into it, I was introduced through this, somebody sent me this PDF. It was called Convict Conditioning. It was some dude who, his backstory is, supposedly he went to prison and then he needed to work out, but he wanted to do it in his cell because, like, he couldn't lift weights or anything because they wouldn't let him, basically. I said formerly I was. I'm over like 175 now. Thank you very much. Anyway, I read that PDF, and I mean, it was just really helpful in my life because before then I had this mistaken impression, and I think a lot of sort of people who grew up a little bit nerdy, you know, if you're like in high school and you're in like the gifted program or whatever, you'll end up with this sort of mentality, or I would almost call it a neurosis, or a pathology even, where you get this idea, the culture kind of slams into your head that if you're physically, you know, fit or God forbid imposing, then that is somehow indicative that you're not as smart as you could be. Like, you know, if you remember the whole high school like jocks versus nerds thing, and it's like an asinine mentality that I think gets programmed into people by the culture, by movies, by stupid bullshit like Revenge of the Nerds or whatever, if you remember that old movie. And the problem with that is, like, if you're going to be a truly self, you know, actualized, realized man, you should be a master of both, you know, the mental and the physical. What was it? Which Greek philosopher was it? Said something like, you know, it's a shame that any man should die without knowing the beauty and grace that his body is capable of. And I agree with that. I mean, like, I understand some people are more capable than others. Like, if you're born with a disability or whatever, you may not be able to take it as far as other people. But it's not really a competition with other people. It's a competition with yourself, you know, and anybody can improve in some way. And fitness, people don't realize that body and mind are connected. This idea that, oh, well, I'm so smart. Like, you know, I'll tell you something that pisses me off. Have you guys ever seen that stupid meme of the fucking, it's like this little political cartoon of a dude, there's this big muscular dude who's walking next to this dude with a gigantic head, and he says, oh, where do you work out? And he says, at the library, which is funny, but I mean, why does there have to be a disconnect between that? Why can't you be an intelligent, educated man who also takes his fitness seriously and takes joy and revels in being strong? Like, why are those two things at odds? They're not. They're not. It was cock form. Well, that was just me. That was a photo of me. More matter of balance, like everything. I mean, exactly. And like Bridgham said, I think you can't really overstate, you know, the impact that fitness can have on your thinking. You'll have more energy. you will be more creative. At least that's how it works for me. You know, I tell you, if I had never gotten my fitness under control, I probably never would have been able to write 3 novels. And you may think that one has nothing to do with the other, but you would be wrong. He's working the librarians. I assume not the old ones. Anyway, this is my DCSS tutorial where I entreat you to get fit. Alright, we just identified 3 scrolls of enchant armor. I've been a little bit lazy about my identify game. I feel like every so often I'll realize that I had an identify in my inventory, and then personally I like to, once I've had the character into I've gotten it to a stable point, I like to identify the bigger stacks so that, you know, I have more of it available, whatever it might be. But in the early game, that's not necessarily the best way to go about things. Like in the early game, you're kind of reading from those stacks to identify them, you know, and not waiting for an ID scroll. But we're so strong right now that, you know, we're doing so well that I'm okay with it. I think I'm going to use these scrolls of enchant armor, and I'm going to use them on the buckler. I'm going to use all 3 of them on the buckler. Get that 10 stack of Vuln scrolls. Hey, Versailles, don't talk bad about Vuln scrolls. Those are actually useful. I could use those on a unique. I mean, you got to think outside the box, my friend. Use those when you're near a unique, and then charm them or cast Petrify on them. You know, that is one of the best scrolls in the game. I love vulnerability. That helps you deal. That would have helped me deal with good old Herald. Oh yeah, it's an I win button if you use it properly. It's not just a trap. Okay, terrific. So we found Orc. You'll notice that I completely ignored it. I don't like to go into Orc first. You can. On some characters it makes sense. It might make sense if you're playing an Orc. Use it like you said and get one shot. Well, you gotta be very... It's a two-edged... It's a double-edged sword. You gotta be careful, because if there's anything around that can target your magic resistance, that's a bad time to use it. You really gotta isolate the enemies that... you know, Venom Mage has an easy time in Orc. That's the meme. If you have Olgrebs, then yeah, that's a pretty good one. But I mean, I'm just not going to bother with it. Hey, this would be dealing with these yaks. This would be a good place to have Mephitic online. I'll pull this guy up. I feel like I can melee a yak and win with my ring mail on. I probably wouldn't want to do this if I had less AC, but my EV and my AC are good enough that I feel okay about it. And I mean, I would love to give you like some kind of math that I'm doing in my head for this, but I'm not. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, you know. Approaching 15 AC, you know, and over 15 EV just feels like I can deal with a yak. A lot of that's very intuitive, and I wish I could explain it, but it just kind of comes to me at this point, and that's something that comes to you with time. You'll figure it out too if you play enough. Usually I have little rules of thumb to help me out with these things, but sometimes it really is just intuitive. Any chance you've ventured into the new Baldur's Gate game at all? No, and I'm not going to. I am not interested in the game with ogre and bear sex, explicit ogre and bear sex in it. Personally, as much as I appreciate their attempts to take a jovial and spirited shit on my childhood, I got enough of that out of the Beamdog version. You're gonna wait until they add bear sex to DCSS? Yeah. Okay, so whoever told me that they made it so enemies don't use charges of wands is a liar. They just used a Wand of Digging twice. It had 4 charges, now it has 2. Of course, they may have been talking about Trunk. I'm playing 3.0, so, or 0.30. Wand of Light, that's new. Does it summon Light Yagami? That's in trunk. Ah, I see. Wand of Light, a magical device which fires a ray of searing light, injuring and blinding those struck. Tougher monsters will recover their vision more quickly. So I guess it's a, this is ray, so maybe it's a beam. Nah, ray I think is one shot. The fall of morality in gaming circles. I mean, I don't even know if morality is where I'm coming from with this. It's just cringy and kind of gross, and I mean, like, I understand that at the tabletop of D&D, you know, 50% of the time is spent making dick jokes. I've been there, I've played D&D, I understand that, but that doesn't mean that you have to take Baldur's Gate and turn it into that. Because, you know, when I think Baldur's Gate, and again, I'm a very old man. I'm old enough that I was around to see a sleeve, like a jacket full of 5 fucking CDs with the original Baldur's Gate on it. Or maybe it was Baldur's Gate 2, I don't remember. But the point is, I'm old enough to remember those days, and, you know, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 were meant to be epic adventures, and there was some humor in it, but there wasn't, like, a bear fucking a man, you know, an explicit, like, video, like, what do you call it, cinematic of it. You won't believe how horny, you won't believe how non-horny it is. But I mean, but that, yeah, mass production media, right, is a little different than like a circle of friends having a little bit of gin and tonic and making some raunchy jokes. It's desecration, yeah. It's desecrating something beautiful that was a true work of art, you know. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to give it a chance because they've decided to go in that direction. I mean, I probably would give it a chance if it wasn't Baldur's Gate, but the fact that they had to take a beloved, you know, franchise and do that to it, fuck them, you know. But it was also the thing where, like, I knew the writing on the wall, the fact that the IP had gotten into the hands of, you know, some real hardcore, you know, weird people when Beamdog did what it did to the, you know, to the remasters or whatever, and they got the Minsk, you know, the Minsk's voice actor to fucking make a Gamergate joke, and I'm like, why are you doing this? It's, you know, like you really want to push your viewpoint that much. It's like there's no grace that should be there when you're handling, you know, an old sort of beloved product that people bought and had a lot of fun with. Yeah, and I find it obnoxious, basically, Centolio. That's kind of the bottom line. I just find it super obnoxious, and I don't. Not only am I not going to subject myself to that, I'm not going to pay money to be subjected to that. Like they don't get my PayPig wallet to open up for them. And I mean, like, no, I mean, I don't want to reward these people with money, even if it can't be modded out, you know? It's just like, why would I want to make it more possible? Why would I want to play a role in them being more able to create these weird, degenerate, pale imitations of things that I once upon a time liked? Oh, okay, I see where you're going. Yes, we are. I was asked my feelings on Baldur's Gate 3. I feel like I was tricked into a political rant. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. By comparison, you really don't have to be that good to beat AAA titles. I played a little bit of I played a little bit of Diablo 4, which I need to finish that because that was bought for me by Poob, and you know, it's an expensive game, so I should at least play through it. And I kind of hate it. It feels like a pale imitation of D2. But it's weird to me to see AAA studios just putting out crap, you know what I mean? It's a Divinity game, not a Baldur's Gate. Well, but they use the name. I like the Divinity games, but they didn't have hardcore porn in them. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's kind of my bottom line there. It's just like, I don't want to see this shit, you know? At least not in that particular, you know, don't mess with the formula to that extent, you know? Anyway. Sonya, the Graceful Assassin. This is a unique, normally pretty dangerous, or at least a little bit dangerous because she has Curare. However, we are immune to poison, so we have absolutely nothing to fear. So we're just gonna like walk right into her and kill her with stone arrows. Now, with that said, sometimes she can spawn with a disto dagger, and you need to be careful at that point. But otherwise, it's fine. I'm just kind of leapfrogging my skills still. We're gonna go spellcasting 7. Let's fight on the hatch so that we can get away if needs be. Oh, hello! I'm not fucking with that! Hi! That's a chaos spawn that he summoned. It can melee me and paralyze me, send me to the abyss. Up we go. It's temporary, so it'll be gone by the time we come back. Hi, new unique that I don't recognize. It looks suspiciously like a Charmander or maybe a Kobold. Oh, that's just an orange demon. The ethic of save scumming in a solo game. Man, let people enjoy games the way they want to, you know? Just, if you want the Iron Man challenge, go for it. If you don't, then don't. However, I will say that I find it obnoxious when people make a big deal out of it in the other direction as well. Like, some guy in the Roguelite sub got into it with me. He said that the name Iron Man was... Oh my fucking god, it was the funniest thing. He said it was toxic masculinity, which, fuck you. It's just a name. Like, yes, it is a harder way to play video games, you know. That doesn't mean you have to play it that way. But there's nothing toxic about, you know, the name sounding tough. I mean, just, I don't know, whatever. If you don't want to watch somebody play non-Iron Man, then find another streamer, you know? Find the best troops in each town. Yeah, I totally, I mean, I wouldn't do it on a stream because I enjoy a hardcore challenge, but if I wasn't streaming, I gotta tell you, my computer, sure, it just crashes a lot when I play Battle Brothers. I don't know how it happens. It's just weird that my computer crashed again after I wiped all my guys. Then the battle went poorly. It's just, I wish my computer would crash less. I mean, I don't do that on stream, though, because it's like, I want to show off the most, like, hardcore way to... Bro, stop using my computer. Yeah, everybody, you know, it's just too bad that Battle Brothers crashes so often. And yeah, Alderaan, these people are basically hall monitors that I want nothing to do with. Alrighty, so we have this new unique here, Amemon, the Diabolical Poisoner. So we're immune to poison, so I'm happy about that. Alrighty, I guess he's a demon spawn, based on his flavor text there. He has a demon whip. We could potentially go in that direction. Although I gotta tell you, I'm happy with the intelligence boost on my spear right now and my ability to attack over my allies. So, will we eventually go for the demon whip? Maybe. I'll carry it around. And I may try to, you know, if I find a brand scroll, we could rebrand it perhaps.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
Sorry for what? Our dad had taught us not to be ashamed of our...
Drinks. Thank you. It's always good to have water. Dire need of water. Let's look at his attacks. He attacks 1, 2, 3 times and poisons probably, well, 2 out of 3 times, the tail and the weapon. Concentrate Venom, what does it do? Intensifies the natural venom of target monster. Poisonous bites and spit become intense enough to slow and asphyxiate, so it becomes Curare. That's cool, won't affect us. He can summon scorpions, which might be spooky if he can summon them around me. Hated by Zen means that you can use Zen's recite ability to great effect. Sadly, we're not worshipping Zen, so... But yeah, we're just going to take things out kind of one by one. Yes, that's correct, Alderain. Which makes the game very, very easy for those particular enemies. Against those particular enemies. You know, a lot of people are annoyed by this. I actually like it. The fact that Lair often spawns with tough enemies around it, or sometimes spawns with tough enemies around it. It feels like a boss fight that you have to either defeat or work around. This is too much shit. Let's go up. In order to progress in the game. Getting to Lair, I often feel like, is the make or break point, where if you've gotten to Lair and you've built your character correctly, you know, you've won the game. You know, which is not true. Obviously, you haven't won the game. Oh, fuck. Man. We don't have RC+, that's a problem. Catching its breath, 3D 13, 13, 26, 39. Well, that's the thing, Centoya. That is another kind of challenge. And if you've built your character correctly and you haven't had really bad luck, you know, you're usually okay. We're going to drink heal wounds just to be totally safe here. God damn, he got his breath back already. Can we charm his ass 56%? Let's go for it. Resists. Charm. Are you fucking kidding me? Come on. There we go. I don't want to be next to this gentleman. 29% chance to paralyze. Are you immune to poison? No, you are not. You're not even resistant. Maybe I'll make this an all runes run. So check this out. We used our mirror on a Maimon. I checked first to see if he was poison resistant. He's not. And so now a copy of him is just whooping his ass. I'm gonna make a dog. I'm going to try to arrow him with the stone arrow. And he's down. What do you think? Should we do a 15 rune run? I hear 15 runes is absolutely asinine nowadays. Like you cannot be immune to paralyze in Tartarus anymore. It's very, very silly. Le bad design. Like it cuts your MR in half, but not from the max, but like the way that it's done is it's not like your base racial MR, it's like your entire MR. And I think that it like sets a soft cap or something, or a hard cap to your MR, so you're always vulnerable to paralysis, but I'd have to see it for myself to be sure about that. Anyway, we took down a Maimon. Very, very good use, if I do say so myself, of the mirror. I'm gonna wait for this thing to miss. He's missing now, good. Notice how I went up and down a few times until we rolled well. The barbs that he's hitting me with apply a debuff that make it so I get hurt if I move. They also do damage. A little bit of lag happening here. Just so that there's difficulty, quote-unquote, and that certain species gargoyle can't bullshit their way into every rune. I don't know if there's anything that lets you just bullshit your way through a 15 rune run other than playing as TSO and just being a Minotaur and O-tabbing. Okay, cool. We still haven't really seen our endgame come into focus just yet. I mean, I'd really like it if Iron Shot shows up. If it doesn't, we need to, as a caster, we need to start thinking about which direction we're going in. And I think it's unfortunately our lair branches where the two runes are we may end up having to do a good bit of petrifying, which I always hate it when that happens, but it is what it is. We'll pick up this whip, though. Maybe we can rebrand it to something better than Venom. Hello, Boulder Beetle. He does a ton of damage, by the way. He does 27, and he can roll to do double damage, I think. So imagine how much damage that is. It's a lot! He jumps around. However, we can just swap places and just completely abuse positioning. Okay, that's annoying. Let's see how much damage the Wand of Light does. It says 47, so... Oh! Well, that is a kind of a sick tile to it. I don't know if you guys saw that. It kind of went by kind of fast, but I think I just launched a sort of a silver spear at him, like in Rift Wizard. Interesting. It seems to do quite a bit of damage. We don't even have that much in the way of evocations, so... Is that supposed to be Crystal Spear in wand form? Get a little more evo. Okay, this little vault has a War Axe of Chaos in it. I don't even care what this ghost is. I'm not fucking around with a Chaos weapon. It's Crystal Spear that blinds. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go to D2 real quick. It's time to take on Crazy Youth. I want his cloak. I want that extra AC. We should have actually gotten that before. Looks like my wolf just tore his ass apart. I'll take that cloak, please. Pop it on. Yeah. Not bothering with the quarterstaff. That is a noob trap. Do not use chaos unless you feel like you absolutely have to. You will end up hasting an enemy next to you, and then your character will take a trip to the afterlife. Alright, I like to go into lair immediately. I don't want to get shafted to lower in the dungeon. That's a new tile. Cane Toad? Is this just the Spiny Frog rebranded? Sting for up to 26 damage to cause poisoning if damage is dealt. I think this is just a Spiny Frog with no spines. Move if he swallows you? He doesn't have a swallow ability. You're thinking of something else. Nope. Well, we dragged this one guy up. He's got a good chunk of damage on him, we'll say that much. He's being petrified. So he moves slowly. Here's how Petrify works. He's moving more slowly as I move. So that means he's not getting, or like as this thing progresses in turning him to stone. So he is not actually able to get attacks of opportunity on me because he's slower than me. Now he stops moving altogether. We're going to wear our dagger. And I think now that we've got this thing online, it's time to get a little bit in the way of short blades. Take it to 5. It can't hurt. We'll get there very quickly, even at -1. Wait a minute. I need to know something. Did I say wear and not wield? I may need to ask my audience something here. How does stabbing work these days? Because once upon a time, it was an equation that added your stealth and your weapon skill in that particular weapon, and is it still though? Because I feel like they changed it Or am I thinking of something else? I feel like that, yeah, they added dex into it, or maybe it always was there. It still scales with stealth, it's the same. Sometimes they change something. 1 plus dex plus weapon skill plus stealth skill divided by 2. Okay. Alrighty then. Well, in that case, yeah, we'll take stealth to 5, we'll take short blaze to 5, and then we'll be able to actually do some stabbing. So we're getting, like, no damage on this thing, but very quickly we'll multiply a lot. See, his defense goes up a ton while he's helpless like this. That's okay, I used my stone arrow to finish him. Better-ish. Well, that would take longer, actually, because the aptitude's even worse for... Oh, right, gargoyles +2, not -2. It's fine. I don't need to micromanage the... I don't need to optimize that too much. Anyway, sometimes when you come into lair, that'll happen. You'll just be surrounded by crap, and that's especially dangerous usually if you're playing a caster because your HP tends to be a little lower, and you might run out of mana and so on and so forth. But with lower HP and lower defenses, it's kind of harder to stair dance up and down like you might want to. All things considered, that was okay though. There wasn't a Hydra, so we just kind of were able to fight and deal with it. Having only one way in and one way out, though, is a problem. So you really want to be careful and secure the area if you can, because in the worst case scenario, you can really screw yourself. Scary H-word, Hydra. I'm going to watch out for these Komodo dragons. They can do 34 damage, so ordinarily I'd be a lot more careful about trying to take them down. I have a lot of confidence in my stone arrows. It looks like they have changed the tile for blink frogs. I assume, whoops, I assume that they work the same. Yeah, these guys are dangerous too. They can hit you for 20 and they blink around and it's dangerous. Hydras are a great target for Vuln scrolls for sure. We miscast our stone arrow. It's a little bit silly. I prefer the old one. I don't know, I thought the old crawl tiles were pretty charming. That's all I have to say about it. What the hell you know about DCSS? What are you talking about? Boss the level. I think it's funny, like every time I don't stream DCSS for a long time, I end up with a couple people who will roll into the stream. You're actually not, I think you're not the first person here who said something about it. But feast your eyes, boss the level. On this right here. Good old 65 consecutive wins. Wand of Mind Burst, because Disintegration was not a good enough name. And because they changed the name to something stupid, they felt like they then had to make it so you can't use this against mindless things, which is pretty annoying. I had to remake my first account because I got banned from Twitch automod by saying I am a dozen and... Oh, I see. The old meme. The old meme that people... Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, moderation has gotten out of control, but unfortunately, you do have to be pretty careful these days about jokes like that. Okay, we took down the bullfrog. Hey, Adversary, you're not a lurker. You were always super duper active and chatty in the Battle Brothers streams. What's the joke? I'm not gonna say it. They opened your butthole pretty wide. Anyway, Black Mambas are very dangerous. This is a great target, though, for, you know what? Equals S. Petrify goes to D. I'm finding myself instinctually wanting to press ZD for Petrify, so that must be what I used to do. 66% chance to petrify the Black Mamba. Who cares if we die? Hard not to be a bro. I try to keep my battle brothers alive if they're high quality bros. Remember me from Kyle's Discord. I don't know anybody named Kyle. Okay, we failed to... Okay, that sounds more familiar. Okay, we had to cast that on him like several times, and we failed. I'm gonna go ahead and use my disintegrate wand to take out this dude. Let's see if we haven't gotten good enough at stabbing yet to take this thing out. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Yes, yes, yes. Ice cream's so good. Alright. Okay, this time it worked reasonably quickly. Oomph, oomph, oomph. Yeah, evocables are really good. That's why, you know, even though Gargoyle probably doesn't have the best aptitude in the world for it, -1, I've gotten 4 points in it. Very, very good. By the way, I just found some gloves. This is called an ox slot item. Getting that extra armor is nice. Oh no! A sourceless malevolence, known as Gamma Funk or maybe Pleasing Fungus, fills the lair of beasts. You fall into a shaft and drop 1 floor. How dangerous? Yeah, Evo is always worth it. Once you find a decent wand of it. Get shafted. It's your birthday. Okay, let's think about this. When you've been shafted, you always want to be very careful. We got a big danger here. We've got the Death Yak who does 30 damage a pop. We got a Komodo Dragon who does 34 damage a pop. And then, perhaps most dangerously, we've got the Dream Sheep, not to be confused with Dream Theater, who's able to put you to sleep. More likely to do it if there's more than one. But if I get put to sleep, I take double damage, which is very bad when he's next to these other guys. Telly is an option, but that could possibly put me into an even worse situation. Remember, this is a fully unexplored floor. Tempting to use a magic mapping. I feel like my instinct, though, is to simply fight through this problem. Probably going to use Charm on the Komodo Dragon. Not really possible to use Charm or Petrify on the Death Yak because his MR is pretty good. But the Komodo Dragon only has 1 pip of it. So I would like to avoid using resources if I can. You'd think those guys... Wow. No, said no one. They're like the head devs of Dungeon Crawl. And, I mean, I wouldn't say they did that. They just took a shit on the game and then smeared it all around. This is the exciting stuff about the streak. Yes. Well, I'm glad that my first shaft happened this late, though. Can the sheep sleep me through the glass? You know, that's something I don't remember. I don't think so. Yeah, I really don't think so. I'm pretty sure they can't. I think they have to have line of effect to you. Or line of sight. And not blocked by anything. It says visual. Yeah, that's that is just flavor text. So I know the way it works is if there's more sheep, there's more of a chance of it putting you to sleep. Willpower, yeah, magic resistance doesn't matter at all. Yeah. Very unlikely to work with just one. Does it really pass the level? You know, I really wish we had our Phantom Mirror available because this would be a perfect chance to get a Death Yak as our buddy. Alright, I want to make a call. I want to call an imp. But I also don't want to put him in between me and the... You know what? Screw it. I'll do it. Damn. I was hoping he would end up next to me. Hold on. Make a wolf. I'm going to swap here. We're gonna, I'm gonna go ahead and charm, 41%. Yeah, mirrors aren't one use anymore, they're like any other evocable now. 41% is not bad. Okay, we got it. Sick. Okay, the Yak will kill the Komodo Dragon for us. But this is like the magic wombo combo. Dream Sheep plus Death Yak. You really don't... You hate to see it. We're gonna need a way to defeat these gentlemen. Probably Wand of Light is the way. If we were really lucky... Yeah, the dream combo. If we were really lucky, the Komodo Dragon could do this for us, but... Just gonna... I should step forward. Even at double damage, I can't be killed, even if I get put to sleep. Hell yeah! Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Attack my ally here, yes. Nice. The Nightmare combo, I like that. Okay, so we got shafted, we survived the shaft, and most importantly, we didn't use any resources except for a couple of charges of charming, which is a lot of resources, but it's also less than, like, a haste potion. The fuck is a Sky Shark? Sky Sharks cut through the air with a thoughtless ease. Wow. The DCSS devs cut through the soul of the Dungeon Crawl Soup game with a thoughtless ease. Just a taste of the community's distaste for their development gives them an enraged strength to ruin good things, and further morsels drive them into a frenzy. Attraction, potion. I hate that potion. I guess they added Sharknado. They've been adding more and more, like, joke enemies into the game, and joke flavor text into the, into spells and things like that. It can become hasted. It can bite for up to 20 damage to become enraged. I think that's more of a berserk, I would guess. Tail slap for up to 10 damage. Okay, well, it's got a lot of HP. It's got low magic resistance. Phantom Mirror is up. Why don't we take a step this way? Can it draw blood from a gargoyle? You know, I don't think the game is that careful about that sort of thing. Okay, he's being petrified. So while he's doing that, we'll kind of step away, and now we'll attack him. Look at those big stab damage attacks. Okay, there's a basilisk. Ordinarily something to be worried about because he could petrify us, but you know what? I'm a gargoyle. I'm going to wave my big gardong all over the place as he cannot petrify me because I'm immune. Game is lagging a little bit. Staff of Air. Okay, so ordinarily I would want to carry around the Staff of Air so that I could get electric resistance from wearing it, but because I am a gargoyle, I have that all the time anyway. So it's not as important. I'm still going to carry it just for funsies, but the reality is I'm probably not going to need a spell power boost. Ah, fuck me. We failed to cast Petrify enough times that we got a mutation. Contamination got too high. I should have been more careful. Gargoyles are strong, but like I think the meme of playing a gargoyle caster is... I think they work better as melee guys. The games have a little self-respect. So you're saying you don't want to play Baldur's Gate 3, the bear sex game. Trog is OP. Was a bugbear? What was it? We got a +2 helmet, hell yeah. Now we're rocking some halfway decent AC, I like it. So we're just kind of petrifying things now and proceeding to stab them. It occurred to me this is supposed to be a tutorial, so let's explain exactly how that works. I don't think I've kind of gotten into it too much. Wait, what am I doing? Can you petrify a basilisk? I guess you can. So, like, the way it works is, well, if I look at my petrify, I press Shift-I and then D for where petrify is. If successful, the target is slowed down for a while until it temporarily turns to stone. Here's the thing about being a caster in DCSS. You've got to know how all the spells work, and you've got to have a pretty strong, understanding, because then otherwise you can't make guesses or know for sure, like, how many turns something is going to take, and then you can't plan accordingly, so that's why playing a caster is a lot more complicated than playing a melee guy. In this state, the target will take less damage upon being hit. So, he's petrifying. As I walk away, he moves more slowly. Hold on, can I... Yeah, I use stone arrow to kill that guy. If I pop on my, my dagger here, we can get big stab attacks now, because he is eventually totally petrified, which is outside of the damage reduction, the same as being paralyzed. Magic is very strong in this game, if you know how to use it. I have trained my short blades and my stealth, both of which play a role in increasing the amount of stab damage that you can get. So what I like to do is, it's about 3 turns, but I think it can vary. So I kind of plan accordingly. I have nowhere to go here. I'm just meleeing as he's turning to stone. If you have the rare ability to read human language. It is rare. By the way, you might be wondering, like, wow, you've been worshipping Gozag for a long time. You gonna do anything with him? Well, we've gotten a secret bonus from him this whole time. Enemies are acting less often because of the gold being on the ground. We've got 1,500 gold. If I want to, I could call a merchant. But you know what? I'd rather save my gold for potion petitions. If eventually there may come a time when I really want some more magic resistance, or I really want some resistances or something, and then maybe I might blow some gold on the call merchant. But for the most part, that's just not going to happen. Gozag is definitely very powerful. And that's why, if the game allows me to do it, I almost always go for him. Okay, terrific. We have finished Lair 1. I went back up after being shafted and took my prize. I really don't need to be using the petrify meme. On a lot of these fights, I can just kind of spam stone arrow. Okawaru is strong, not what I would call a caster god, but pretty strong. I like to bribe Zot 5. I like to bribe the Orb Run as well. Bribing the Orb Run is hilarious because, like, demons, like, Pandemonium Lords show up and then they're just immediately on your side. Hello, Urug. Urug is something you should watch out for. He is, he's an orc. Usually has a decent axe and infinite javelins. Well, just because they decided that doesn't mean I'm going to go along with it, Nebesis. That was changed for political correctness reasons, and so... whatever. Maybe things have changed, but what is the most scary part of the game in your opinion? No, I think nothing has changed with regards to that. It's floors 1 through 5. I would say that certain parts of the games are scarier than they used to be, like Tartarus if it's in fact true that you can't be immune to paralysis there anymore, that's pretty scary. But just by virtue of not having as many options, floor 1 through 5 is, I think, by far the spookiest part of the game. Octopode Delver. Look, I have never cared if somebody wants to, if they care so goddamn much about diversity, you just gotta put in this, that, and the other. That's fine. But when you take a pre-existing character and you, like, race swap it or sex swap it or whatever, that's lazy. Get the fuck out. Like, it's not interesting. It's naked virtue signaling. I don't understand the point of it. It's just silly. You want to make your own new character, thumbs up. Make it interesting and I'll like it. But otherwise it's just, I don't know. Feels silly to me, it always has. 38 damage. Javelins do base 10. Urug does base 25, so 35 damage with the... javelins. I'm just waiting for him to get petrified, and then I'm going to disintegrate, or if you want to call it mind burst, then that's also the new name. We're going to walk away from him, because I'm out of mana. I don't... Oh my god. Okay, the Blink Frog actually got in the way of Urug, which is kind of funny. We're going to go up, we're going to heal, get our mana back. Yeah, Combat, I could definitely see it from that angle as well, but I don't think these people are really thinking about that. They're thinking like, oh man, I've got to do this now and then I'll look good. And it's like, listen, what really pisses me off the most about it is these fucking people will act like you're a racist or something because you think that the idea of, oh, this existing character, but black, is somehow, anything other than annoying. I mean, what they'll say is, oh, well, you just don't like black characters, which is a completely different issue, but these people are masters at moving the goalposts and calling you some word that ends with ist, regardless of whether it makes sense or not. I mean, I don't know. I like Spawn. That's a black dude, but the thing is, nobody has an issue with characters that are this, that, and the other. They have an issue with lazy fucking writing, Oops, I equipped the wrong thing. That's okay. Got plenty of time when things are petrified. I keep accidentally equipping my my sling. Well, that's the thing. They have set it up, you're right, Wesley, they have set up the rules in opposition to where they've created a situation where it's agree with me or else you are a racist. Which, at that point, what you're essentially dealing with, you are dealing with what is indistinguishable from a mob carrying pitchforks and torches. And if that's what you're going to be, all right, fine, but you've entirely removed my ability to treat with you. You've entirely removed my ability to have a conversation with you. And anywhere where I have power, to moderate or whatever, if I see one of those fucking people show up and they start just throwing out like, oh, everybody I don't like is a Nazi, you've made the space entirely impossible and unbearable to have a conversation in, and you're not welcome, And it's like that's exactly what, when they get controlled spaces, that's what they do to anybody who wants to have a conversation. So, it's not even an option. You just have to ban these people. And before, I used to call myself a free speech maximalist. I never called myself a free speech absolutist, but I wanted to try to maximize free speech where it's possible. And I still feel that way. I just think there are, due to the way that these people interact on the internet and the fact that they do everything in their power to gain power on a platform and to get your account deleted on the platform itself when they don't control the space, if you're saying something they don't like. Because I've thought about this and experienced it so many times, I've come to the realization that you really just can't have these people around in your spaces. And if you feel differently, I mean, that's okay, but trust me, they'll do it to you, at the drop of a hat. It's nice to stand on principle or whatever, but I mean, it's kind of like you're like a there's no pacifists in the foxhole, you know what I mean? And I hate it. It's like, I don't like it, but what other choice do you have? This has been on my mind lately because I recently, I don't know if you guys know about the Reddit, I don't know, there was like this, they call it a protest. It was the dumbest fucking quote-unquote protest I've ever heard of in my life. Summonings is a skill. Summonings has always been a skill. It's a spell school. Yeah, it's always been. Even in the really early crawl, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, so what it is like, I guess that Reddit, scroll of poison. Oh, that's actually kind of sick. That's pretty cool. Disagreement expressed as human language can never be violence. Well, yeah, but these people will tell you that words are violence, which is dumb, but nothing they say has to make sense. You don't have to make sense when you have the ability to simply ban anybody that you don't like. I've discovered that this is just how these people operate. There's certain sacred cows on the internet where I can't even really mention them, or else I will be banned. Like, if I don't go along with certain things, and I've always thought that if you can't question something, then that's usually bad. What does that phrase always say? That the truth does not typically have to be enforced behind the barrel of a gun. You don't have to use force to get people to believe the good and proper thing. And if you find yourself doing that, you in fact are the bad guy. And I mean, and by that I don't mean, like a small space. I mean like the platforms. I mean that, there's a handful of companies that control the modern internet, Facebook, Reddit, Google, Apple, the App Store duopoly, Apple and Google. If you're censoring at that level, there's a big fucking problem. But yeah, no, I mean, I've been thinking about this more than I usually do on account of the Reddit protest where people, they privated a bunch of subreddits, right? Which means that nobody can really communicate on them or even see them. And they did it because they were mad that Reddit raised their API prices. Which, by the way, you're not allowed to do. You can't just, like, shut down a massive subreddit just because you're mad at Reddit. It's against their toss. Why would they let people do that? It's just these hyper online moderator type people who've been there forever in mod positions. And so Enter the Gungeon, they did that for like 2 entire months. And so I requested the sub. I was like, I don't know, put me in charge. These fucking people, they don't want to run a space for the game. I'll take it. Yeah, so they just kind of ignored the mod mail that they got telling them to open up the sub or else. And or else happened, which is to say the admins of Reddit took them out of the position and put me in. And of course we were immediately spammed by a bunch of fucking 12-year-olds who were calling anybody who disagreed with them a Nazi and saying that if you like cryptocurrency, you're a Nazi. Which was pretty funny, I guess. Pretty stupid, but it's like there's this short list of things these people don't like, and if you're into any of them, then you must be a Nazi. Which is funny because like PayPal itself is working on a stablecoin now, so I don't know how they're going to square that. Anyway, 8-headed Hydra. Oh no! They Wesley. Usually it's that, but the dumber ones will actually equate cryptocurrency with far right, if not Nazism. Which I know it doesn't make any sense. I know it's really stupid, but that is what they will say. Hand to God. I don't know why. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, or they'll say something like that. Sorry, I'm just sitting here. I have to think about what to do about this Hydra. So we could try to petrify, but it's only a 35% chance because he has 2 pips of magic resistance or willpower, if you want to call it that. Well, PayPal is a really shitty company, I have to admit. All right, let's use Phantomir, a great tool for dealing with Hydras. Let's take a step back, and it looks like my Phantom Hydra just took his ass out, so I'll take that. What are you, hydrophobic? First of all, that would be fear of water. You gotta put an A on there, not an O. Second of all, yes. I really like using, if possible, I really like using Phantom Mirror and tools like it because it's like you're using a resource, but you're also not, because it's going to come back. Let's pick up this Staff of Cold. I'm very happy to see that because now I can swap it on to get RC+. Having resistance to cold and other resistances is very nice, even if I only have the ability to swap it. Weapons are still very swappable. It doesn't take very long to switch. That's not a topic I can talk about, Wesley, on this platform. Any opinion outside of what you're allowed to have will very quickly get you banned. So I don't. That's a subject I don't stray into for fear that I don't know. I don't have the politesse. I'm not genteel enough to tiptoe around that particular social minefield on a platform run by people with blue hair. It can't be done. I think I might need to stream on Kick for that, for us to have that talk. I think some crystallized knowledge is coming into my head here. Oh, I misread what you wrote there. Okay, that's pretty funny. Oh, shit. Yeah, so the knowledge that was crystallized was this being a dangerous place, and it was correct. Although I thought it was going to be the dudes that, like, yank you. Instead, we got a bog body that slowed me. I got no magic resistance. Yeah, combat. Yeah, no, pretty straightforward, right? If they wanted to protest, they should have... I was saying earlier, it was the silliest thing I ever heard, because, listen, if you hate Reddit, if you don't like what Reddit is doing, what are you going to protest the platform while still using the platform, and you're going to close down a few subs and just keep using it? Fuck you. I mean, put the pedal to the metal, put your money where your mouth is, delete your account if you hate Reddit that much. But these people suck, they're addicted, they love power, and so the funny thing is that 99% of the time, as soon as Big Daddy Spez, the owner of Reddit, or one of the admins steps in, lays his dick on the table and says, open the fucking sub or you're gonna lose your magic internet power, these people tuck tail run and do exactly as they're told. I requested the Noita sub and forced them to open up as well. That's exactly what happened. They care more about power than anything else. They don't actually believe in this shit. They don't care about a protest. They just enjoy the idea of looking like a good person, that like self-righteousness thing that they get, and B, just having power over other human beings, even petty power on the internet. But comically, the Enter the Gungeon people they were so filled with hubris, I guess they thought it would never happen to them, and they just stopped reading the mod mail, which, we found thousands of requests from the users that's like, hey, can I please get into the sub? It's private. I'd really like to talk about Enter the Gungeon. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, Combat. These people talk a good game about democracy or whatever. They don't give a fuck about that either. They just pretend to. As long as the vote lines up with whatever they want, okay, cool. If it doesn't, they just do what they want anyway. It's a red herring. It's bullshit. They're liars. All they care about is power. Fuck them. I don't want to be around these people. I think they're like some of the worst human beings on this planet. And anything I can do to reduce their sway on the internet and in real life, anything within the bounds of the law that I can do to reduce these people's power, I will do. It's over-socialization, Alderain, is what it is. I think that over-socialization makes the most wormy, spineless, mealy-mouthed, nasty people into power players in modern society, which is unfortunate. Anyway, this bog body slowed me. I am a little bit spooked. He has Bolt of Cold. They really get you squirming. They put me in a bit of an ass-hurt mood. That is in Trunk combat. We're playing 0.30, which is the most modern version outside of Trunk. But yeah, they're talking about changing it to something called Talismans, and then you'll have a skill called Shapeshifting instead of Transmutation. It feels a bit silly to me. I don't think I like it, but I'd like to play it before I mean, it feels like it could be a good idea, but I get the feeling it's going to be implemented stupidly. They rustled my jimmies. They did. 64% chance for Disintegrate, aka Mind Burst, to work. Can we just charm him? 41%. I'm spooked. I'm gonna put on the Staff of Cold, okay? Because he can bolt me for like 60 damage almost. So we're gonna have that. Howl of that. Yeah, I like when they take things that B-Crawl or Another Fork has done, and then implement it and then pretend like it was their idea. That's the funniest thing to me. I'm gonna try to petrify him. We succeed. I really don't like being slow. You know what? Fuck this. I'm going away. Hello! Trying to petrify again. Okay, I am slow, but we're gonna try to stab to death, and we got it. From Peaceful Factorio stream. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna like become madder and madder as I do this tutorial, and then by the end of maybe I'll like switch to a 15 rune run. And so, like, by the end of it, we're like 30 hours into the game, and my finale will be dying of a heart attack during the orb run. Like, as soon as I press the button. Peaceful Factorio. Oh, we should go back to Peaceful Factorio streams. Unfortunately, well, depending on your perspective, fortunately for me, perhaps unfortunately for people who don't want to hear me rant, I was paid a lot of money to... I mean, honestly... I stopped doing 15 rune runs for a while because I feel like if you've got 3-4 runes and you know what you're doing, it's just a matter of time investment rather than difficulty. But because this is a tutorial, I don't know, why not? You guys want to check out the new extended? I feel like if a dude gave me $100 goddamn, I should give him his proper time investment or proper money's worth. I don't know if that guy cares about 15 rune runs, but... Or girl. You don't know. Staff of Cold. Stops moving altogether. That was a little bit spooky, but we couldn't have died. I hate the fact that we're going transmutations on a gargoyle where I cannot get statue form. But the game hasn't presented me with an alternative. And I know that will get me through the lair branches. By the way, we should take a look. We know that we're going to get 2 different lair branches, but we don't know what they will be. I think that we're coming up on the snake pit, though. I think that the fact that we saw a Naga guarantees that there's going to be a snake pit. I'm pretty sure it's right around the corner here. What you got here? Hello! Book of the Spheres. Battle Sphere, Fireball, Conjure Ball, Lightning, and Orb of Destruction. That is an interesting path that now has become available for endgame. We could become a pure Conjurations guy. We could also get Fireball online. I know that if Doesn't was in the stream right now, he would be screaming at me to get Fireball online. It is a very good spell. It is surprisingly very good for lair branches. It is, all I need is Servitor, so we can be the Conjurations man. I think we might just take Conjurations to 15, like a madman. Battle Sphere. Didn't that used to be Charms as well? Battle Sphere is the fun one. You cast it, and then it just blasts out damage at the same time that you're casting. So it's kind of, in a sense, it's turn economy. Surely you find the one spell you need. Well, I don't need anything else. Technically, I can win the game easily with just Orb of Destruction. I mean, that spell can take out Orbs of Fire if you want. It's fun with Magic Dart, yes. Fireball's good. I think we're just gonna train. We're gonna train Conjuration for a while. We're gonna get the Battle Sphere online. Battle Sphere with Stone Arrow is probably pretty good. But yeah, that's as predicted. I guess I must be psychic. We we found Snake Pit. What the hell? Is that the... Is that the, Oh my god, I'm having like a senior moment here. The Gnosticism, the, You know, the fake god. What's his name? Is that a new tile for Meliai? Oh no, it's the old tile. It just looks funny. Look how it looks inside that portal. It kind of looks like the snake Yaldabaoth. Doesn't he kind of look like... You see in the optical illusion here? Am I having a stroke? It's an old tile, but somehow with him on top of the transporter, he looks like a snake man. You see? Okay, good. As long as it's not just me. I am not crazy, alright. Of course the DCSS devs aren't cool enough to make a Gnosticism reference. Call 911. No. That was a... There was a... Whoops. There was a torpor snail who slows everything on the screen. But he's not dangerous at all. Well, he slows me, by the way. I don't think he slows enemies, he just slows me, but super dangerous enemy to fight if you're, if he's got allies. Maybe not so dangerous if he doesn't. Alright, I want to show this off. I really don't need to use a resource here, but I just want to demonstrate. If you're in the early game and there's an annoying low HP enemy or even a medium HP enemy in the water, you just use a Wand of Flame if you found one. Eels are a really good example of an enemy that's great to use Wand of Flame on. For me, it's not a big deal because I have resistance to electricity. You probably won't if you're not playing a gargoyle and you're in the early game. As you can see, it has generated steam. So as I walk forward, he is going to get cooked. And now I can enjoy a tasty electric eel. Heading on down to the local Japanese restaurante. Also, yes, very good in shoals. That is a trick that stays useful for longer than you might think. Eel so yum yum yum. Eel so good. What do you guys think? Should I do it? Should I become an NPC streamer? I think I single-handedly gave Doesn't He a rage aneurysm the other day with that. By the way, when you're petrifying things, if they're next to you, it's okay to kind of walk away for a couple tiles until they are ready to get owned. With Bog, the Bog spell. Okay, let's pop on Staff of Cold just so we don't die real fast to... It wouldn't be much different. Wow. That's brutal. Can we melee him to death? Yes, we can. Block line of sight with Bog. Huh. Yeah. That I could see that. That's cool. Rude Orin hours. Excuse me. Someone please ban this man. He's hurt my feelings. I'm just gonna wait a couple turns actually, because he might. If I were to not wait, if I tried to walk away, he might start blasting. So anyway, I started blasting. But we've been swapping on that cold resist because, you know, I don't want to lose to big boy bolt of cold damage. Okay, so we got Swamp and Snake Pit. I feel like maybe they changed the tile that's the entrance to Swamp, but maybe I'm just not remembering it. Anyway, that tells us the kinds of challenges that we're gonna have to deal with. Snake Pit, Petrify will get us through there. For the most part. You can petrify almost everything in there and just stab it. It'll be slow going, it'll be kind of, you mean my magic resistance? Yeah, that's a problem. We haven't found anything with magic resistance on it. Now, we're worshipping Gozag, who I seem to have less gold than I think I should. Or maybe I'm just playing really slowly. Anyway, we could call a merchant or two if we really feel like we need magic resistance, but you know what? that is a problem for later. Here, I'll bring up the screen for you so you can see the resistances. Once we're finished with lair, I might start thinking about that. We've got resist corrosion, which is hilarious. We've got electricity resistance from being a gargoyle. We got poison immunity from being a gargoyle, which makes things a lot easier. Resist negative from being a gargoyle. Garg has some nice resistances. You trade some HP for that, but it's well worth it. Oh, do we have enchant armor? No, we don't. We have enchant weapon, but... You know what? We're going to actually enchant up the Dagger of Speed. This is not a character that really cares much about weapons. I'm sure I'll find more enchant weapon. I know it's probably sad that I'm not enchanting up the whip, but I would rather have an increased chance to, you know, do some decent damage with that when I'm stabbing things. Yeah, electricity resistance is really, really good and ideal to have in Snake Pit because of the one electric snake thingamabob that can do a ton of damage. I'm probably not going to want to go into Swamp because there is a magic resistance threat in there now that can paralyze you. That used to not be the case. There used to be no magic resistance paralyzed type threats in any lair branch, but now that's not the case for Swamp. I don't know if they've messed with Snake Pit in that way. And, I mean, yeah, shoals, the javelins, you got to be aware of those. There is Mesmerize, but there, you know, that's not the same thing as being paralyzed. You know, you don't lose control of your character. You can still take actions. You just can't walk away. I do agree that's something to be thinking about, but believe me, I'd rather be mesmerized than paralyzed. Anyway, I think I cannot be paralyzed in here by the Hornet because I am immune to poison. So if we come in, we end up on the other end. There's a Queen Bee. I can't be poisoned at all in here. The melee can smite me at like max speed. I almost want to go in here and pop on the battle sphere. Is there any item in here that I particularly give a shit about? I mean, there's a teleport scroll, which I'd like, but we may end up having to use a teleport scroll to get out of here. Oh, wait a minute. Ambrosia potions, those are really good. Man. Tempting. Can we do it without using resources, or at least without using super important resources? I could do some charming in here, that'd be cool. It's a question, isn't it? I feel like we can make this happen. Ice cream's so good. Let's battle sphere this thing. So anyway, I started blasting. The melee could be a problem. If she starts owning us, we'll slam that teleport button, I guess. Hits me with the damn trident. I'm gonna charm this. I'm gonna fail to charm that. I'm gonna fail to charm again because the game just doesn't want to give it to me. He's charmed. The dog is in my way, which is somewhat annoying. Reach to attack the melee. Okay, what just happened there? I just cast Stone Arrow at the Killer Bee. It missed. Do I need to press dot now for the battle sphere to actually fire if I miss? Because I just cast a Destructive Conjuration, therefore it should have launched a magical missile at the foe. Just gonna charm. Charm. Okay, terrific. I can actually shoot through the battle sphere safely. There we go. Barrage of energy hits the Queen Bee. Queen Bee is severely wounded. Melee was killed by my allies. Very good. Nice Med's ghost is distracted. You know, I should have checked the ghost first to see if he was tough. He is a Minotaur fighter of Okawaru. Big AC, big EV. What a nightmare. I screamed so bad. I think I'm gonna end up having to teleport. I didn't realize there was a ghost in here. It depends on if the game wants to. Oh yeah. Yeah, he hits for 28, which could be worse, but certainly is not good. Okay, it seems that once again, a teleport vault has become my Waterloo. We're using teleport. Or portal vault. Oh man, the bee went down. Alright. I don't have the ability to kill that ghost. I just don't have the tools required. You can't petrify a ghost. Otherwise we could like Vuln scroll it and then do that. Probably could do some kind of trick with Immolate to make it happen, but why the fuck would I for a single teleport scroll, which we already wasted? It was not meant to be. Alright, that's pretty good. We'll come back. Orb of Destruction would deal with that guy very nicely. Maybe not so much in this close quarters, but... Robe of Magic Resistance on Josephine. I like that. Yum, yum, yum. Magic Resistance so good. Yeah, Slimify does not work on Ghost, but maybe it should. Or maybe actually, I think it might... How long ago was that? Alright, we just tried to go up the stairs. The elephant slapped us away. We got an actual problem here. Well, Modern Crawl has a, God, I don't remember the name, but there's an undead ooze now. So I think maybe you can turn ghosts into slimes now, but I don't quote me on that, I'm not sure. Anyway, this is really annoying. Elephants can push you around. I tried to go back up the stairs immediately. Didn't work. Do I want to blow a digging charge on this crap? I really don't. I guess I will. Yuck. I'm aiming through a lot of elephants. I don't understand why my battle sphere is not actually firing. Is it because it can't see it? That's why. Damn it. It could see that one. So does it have to have... Can it no longer shoot behind enemies? I don't understand what's going on here. Oh. Sandblast is Earth. It's not going to trigger on that. Okay. I'm trying to melee these guys to death. Now this would be a good place to have an enchanted demon whip, huh? No, you're right. I forgot that Sandblast wasn't Conjuration. Having a little bit of lag here. Okay, I no longer feel bad about making a kill hole here with the digging wand. You know what? Oh, okay, however, sir. I'll do some pull-ups real quick. Let me put my thing back up. I think technically that thing says one pull-up, but I'll do a few. All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alrighty. A little bit of blood flow. Man, I'm starting to get hungry, actually. 3-hour stream. I was planning on being done with Lair by now, but the game didn't want to do it for me. You thought he was dying? Yeah, I was like, ugh, ugh. How did you know I wasn't cooming, Prismat? It's a trap. Food is bad. Oh, food's good. I don't think I'm going to get out of this without using some resources. Let's use a potion of ambrosia. Okay, so look at that. I just used stone arrow. I think they broke something. I used stone arrow on Bullfrog, right? I pressed period to make it stop on him. Stone arrow hit the elephant in front, and the battle sphere didn't fire, which I'm pretty sure that's not how it used to work. I guess I have to aim at a thing. Wow, that's not... Will it not fire through me? I could have sworn there was a time when it could fire through you. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe that was never the case, and my crystallized knowledge is failing. That's okay, we'll just do this old school. This... real wolf hours up in here. Wish we had a lamp of fire. Does that exist anymore? Every piece of Arcana? I mean, I used to. We're trying to use Disintegrate or Mind Burst or whatever you want to call it. 47% chance to succeed, not great. Oops. Gosh. No, he can sort of blink. He has blink away. He won't come closer to me with that. I think he's about to roll into one of his allies, though. God damn it. Maybe it's time to use Flame. Burn through our flame charges. Ouch. We still have Potion of Heal Wounds. Teleporting is an option here. It's just... First of all, it's kind of hard to keep my train of thought because it keeps lagging. I'm using the Bolt of Light. Oh, it's actually a bolt. Okay, that's perfect. That was the solution the whole time. New wand, not familiar with it. Now we can get stabs in. While things are blinded. Oh. He's not blinded anymore. I'd like to save my charges if I can. 36% chance to petrify. Let's just burn a stone arrow. How much can he do? He can't one-shot me. 20 plus 5. Okay, not the smoothest win, but we made it happen. Resist with significant effort. Okay, he's rolling towards me. I tried to petrify him twice at like a 50% chance of success. It didn't work out for me. So I put an imp in the way so that he would barrel into my imp and not me. We have charmed the boulder beetle. We're going to say T for shout or give orders. R for retreat. We're going to tell him to get the fuck away from me. He's going to hang out there. We're going to go up. And we're going to enjoy our well-deserved rest. Is that a Catoblepus? God damn it. All of these suck. Here we go. Double damage on... It can hit for up to 50. Is that... 54 damage is in... Oh good, he pops out of his rolling form when he's petrified. Yeah, Desert, this is a brand new game. It's called Malcolm Crawl. Stone Poop. Well, hey, Josephine also has a magic resistance item. Like two of them, actually. The robe and the falchion. Yeah, it's not good to have the stone poop. Okay, battle sphere nicely creating space for me as I bravely run away. Yeah, no, constipation is no fun at all. Don't recommend. Battlesphere is doing work for us. It is firing every time we shoot. And yes, the problem was that it will not shoot through me. Josephine has that entourage of wraiths, which sometimes it's best to separate from her. Here we go. Yeah, baby! We're getting a lot of value out of this battlesphere. I'm very happy that I've picked it up. We're just kind of doing nothing but training conjurations for a while, which I am okay with, you know, that is just fine. We got a +1 aptitude in it, you know, I'll take it to an extreme. That'll keep increasing our damage on, first of all, it'll increase the battlesphere damage, it'll increase my stone arrow damage. Actually, it won't, because it's already power 100% on that, but it will increase the battlesphere damage, it'll increase my success rate. Is it too late or too early to bitch about the new tiles? I have already been doing that, but you're welcome to join in. I think the blink frogs look stupid. I think I did run into a tile that I actually liked in the last session. I agree entirely that the removal of Yak, horrible mistake. Okay, yeah, so what it is we can shoot through the battlesphere. It cannot shoot through us. So I had forgotten that. That's going to be a my fault thing. Frogs are stupid. They look a little bit bad. Just a little. But yeah, I mean, this is a great example of you're playing a caster and there's a reason to go into a little bit of melee. Either in a serious way where you're like actually tabbing things, or in this case, just for the sake of stabbing with Petrify. You know, like that. Yeah, the toad looks okay. You get a lot of, you know, as a caster, one of the #1 things you always have to be thinking about, especially if you're not playing something that gives mana back, is like, how can I get the most bang for my buck out of my mana usage? Like right now, I failed my Petrify twice, and so I'm kind of just walking away trying to get my damn mana back, so I can try Petrify again. But like, in theory, 1 cast of Petrify, 4 mana equals a thing has died. Catoblepus can, I think I'm totally immune to Petrify, so I don't need to worry about him too much. However, we can't petrify the Catoblepus, unsurprisingly. Is that cat? Yeah, you can drag a Catoblepus around everywhere if you want to be a big meme, which, to be honest, as a gargoyle is especially funny. Oh, fuck me, I forgot. Yeah, attacks of opportunity. How about that? Okay. Yeah, we could just, like, chill out and not care. Let's go up. But yeah, we're not gonna cheese the game that hard. It's very tedious to make that happen. Hey buddy, are you the same Catoblepus? Normally this would be like a big danger type situation, but because I'm immune to petrify, I can just kind of hang out in the cloud and not give a single shit. He really wants me petrified, doesn't seem to realize that I'm a gargoyle with a massive gardong. Game lagging again. A lot of damage possible here, but I can't die, so that's fine. I could petrify this guy, but I've got so much mana and so much damage, I'm just kind of stone arrowing everything to death. Okay, terrific. If the server would stop lagging, I would head over here and I would pick up the falchion and the robe. We're going to want to drop some things. I'm actually going to go ahead and drop my ringmail. I'm going to wear the robe of magic resistance, which only reduces my AC by 2, and with the way that GDR works now, I'm barely missing anything. Yeah. Magic resistance goes up by 1. I think that magic resistance is one of the most important things in the game. You should almost always prioritize it. Very important. I see we have a ring of strength. I'm not going to bother to wear that. I don't know when we found that, but... actually, I am going to wear that. That'll give me a little extra damage. We can hot swap to the... Wait, how long does it take to swap rings? Yeah, 1 turn like it used to be. Okay. We'll wear that for the extra damage, melee damage. Use a scroll of identify. Got some amnesia. That's cool. Really tempted to go down the fireball path. We'll see about that. That's another thing that's good for. I talked about, you know, mana, right? Very good for mana economy because it's an AoE. Okay, we'll go down. Oh my god. Fuck this. Your wings grow larger and stronger. We now fly permanently. Okay, I'm going back up. I didn't let the thing get next to me because they can shove you off the damn staircases for 1. Cool thing is, we have this, you note that I picked up the falchion, but I'm not actually using it. I can swap to that if needs be. If we run into something that's a big magic resistance threat. But yeah, for a blaster, finding Battlesphere was a great find. By the way, our skills have become such that we are now Malcolm Rose the Destroyer because I have a high conjurations compared to everything else. So we got a conjurations title. I think this is the final floor of Lair these days. It's no longer 6 floors. Actually, we can press Ctrl-O to see that. Yeah, 5 out of 5. I recognize that vault that's next to me. There's going to be either a dragon or a troll in there, I forget. Maybe earth trolls. Yeah, once you get to this part of the game, this is when Gargoyle really starts to shine. Like, I talked about how it's not actually a good species to play as a caster. but I only meant for the early game. Right now, we're starting to see some of Gargoyle's big benefits, which is the fact that we have pretty good AC for this point in the game, which ordinarily a caster would not have. Okay, I petrified him. Gosh, I wish the server would stop lagging. Sorry. Stabbed him to death. Is someone DDoSing the server? What the fuck is going on? Maybe it's just, I think it's a bunch of death yaks and then like a single earth troll or something. I don't really want to be next to two of these guys. They're trying to mess me up. The devs! Okay, I've put things between me and them. I used summons to be able to create space. Most important thing to be able to do. I positioned myself poorly there and almost created a problem, but we're okay. Never punished. Well, I should have been there probably, but what happened was our battle sphere kind of fixed the problem for us. That probably should have been a situation where I had to use at least a tiny resource. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't necessarily have a problem with the new tiles. I am just annoyed that they took something that was probably the most iconic tile in the game and said, fuck you. I'm okay with this Hydra. I'm fine with the Hydra. You know what I'm not fine with? Dying to this Hydra. I just wasn't getting the damage output that I needed there. I'm suddenly not fine with Hydra. This is just how Lair 5 goes. Like, you'll have to do a lot of stair dancing because there's a bunch of top tier threats, you know. There's two. Okay. Okay, good. Space created. I knew I could only take a maximum of 30 damage. Okay, according to my minimap, there's upstairs here, so... Take this guy up. Take him down one at a time. We have enough defenses and HP, unless we get really unlucky with the rolls, which is possible. I'm pretty well guaranteed to take this stuff down. I don't trust that staircase. There's a Hydra near it. That's too many. Oh no! Overseer, don't fall into the gambling trap. $30.60. Okay, that's okay. Swap. All right. Phantom mirror him. Make a doggo. Swap. Okay, so I'm doing this to create space, yeah? Swap. No damage for me today. Why did my battle sphere die so quickly? I guess it, yeah, it got used up. Do fantasy as a side hustle. You make profit every year. Well, okay. I mean, hey, if you win, I guess it can't be stupid. Can only do 30 damage, so we're going to keep meleeing. Death Yak Bellows. Even if he does max damage to me, we can heal wounds the next turn. We have a couple options. We can blink. He cannot kill me in one hit. I still cannot be killed in one hit. Okay. It's all about hedging your bets, basically, in DCSS, yeah? Taking that guy out first because he's easier to kill. Now we'll take out the Death Yak. Sure wish we had Magic Dart. Wait, do we have Magic Dart? No, we don't. I want like a... Wait, we do! What am I doing? What am I doing? Of course we're going to pick up Magic Dart. Of course we're going to, gosh, what a silly man I am. We're going to Amnesia Sandblast away. Because Sandblast is a big hunk of shit. We're going to press equals. We're going to press S. We're going to change the Magic Dart to A. Magic Dart is the combo with Battle Sphere because it costs very little mana to activate your Battle Sphere at that point. It's a Conjuration spell. Sandblast is only Earth, it's not Conjurations at all, so it does not activate Battle Sphere. Got a couple wands there with 60 charges of flame. Notice how I kind of casually walk over to hatches upstairs and regular upstairs if I'm about to rest. That's not an accident. Whenever possible, you really want to be hanging out on an upstairs. That's where the safety is. Hello, Kirky. Hey yo, what up, Kirky? Porculator, 27% chance. I don't think I can cast spells as a pig. No, I can't. Why don't we make our lives easier and pop on the old Falchion of Willpower, aka Magic Resistance, the actual name. Still a pretty decent chance, well, small chance we get porculated, but I think I can live with it. I bet you I can take her ass down real fast. If she starts doing Menagerie is when we have to burn a telly, though. Another thing about Dart is that it has full length, you know, of the screen as far as distance goes, whereas the Stone Arrow does not. I'm going to switch to Stone Arrow, though, because we do way more damage with that. She tried to porculate or possibly slow me. She failed. Yeah, Dart does 1d8, Stone Arrow 3d13. I sure wish the Battle Sphere would actually hit the thing that I'm attacking, though. Wouldn't that be nice? Instead of random hogs. There's a Lindworm. I could use the Wand of Light as it's a bolt. Ah, you know what? We should have used a Curare to slow her down. Okay, I don't have any throwing skill, or else I would throw that Javelin. But I don't want to risk 2 turns going by. Base attack delay 1.5. So we're just going to keep using Stone Arrow. I was actually hoping to miss. Let's use Magic Dart. Wow, she survived that Battle Sphere? 60 wild hogs. Yes. Well, she went invisible. Alright, fine. Bolt of Light misses. She really doesn't have that much in the way of HP left. Let's just Magic Dart. Yeah, we got her. I was going to say, she has like 1 HP left. And hey, Conjurations is 15. That's what I like to call the magic number, where generally speaking, you're as powerful as you need to be in that to make good things happen for most of the game. Obviously, that doesn't mean don't go further, but... hey, check this out. We just got an Amulet of Regeneration. Not my favorite amulet, but I'll take it. Oh, no! Wow, you didn't move at all. Okay, I'm going to take a step away. I'm going to take a step away. I'm going to take another step away. Why the fuck are you following me? You don't know I'm here. Thank you, stealth, but goddamn, how terrifying. I do kind of wonder about the mechanic of, like, if he had noticed me, would I have taken an attack of opportunity? You know? God, stealth is great. Oh no. Not watching me. Ah, now I gotta do some math. 18 damage, 8 heads. Well, that's like 160 damage in theory. It's actually... Hold on. I have GDR that gets applied on each attack 18 times. Oh wait, 6 heads, not 8. So that's 108. Because of GDR, I'm convinced he can't kill me in one hit. I don't want to do the math, but I'm like 99.99% sure. Sure. I'm only willing to do this because I have so much AC. Now's the time where I want to do some math. Hold on. What's the GDR formula? Yeah. Oh, of course, it's not in here. They changed GDR, but they don't bother to update the LearnDB because, God forbid. Well, if we assume it's at least 2, my guaranteed damage reduction, 18 times 6 becomes 16 times 6, which is 96. But if we assume it's something a little more realistic, like 5, which I'm pretty sure that's about where it's at if I had to guess, 13 times 6, which is 78. So he could probably one-shot me here, unless I have more GDR than I think. Why don't we... I'm going to use a resource. I'm going to use the least important resource that will guarantee my survival. So it's going to be a heal wounds, I think. The system partially rejects the healing. God damn it. I forgot that I had that mutation. Wait, are you... You're not watching me. Cool. Take a step away. Cool. He bites the hound. That's awesome, actually. Oh, what am I doing? I should just use Lignify. Yeah, that's where it's at. AC goes so high, and HP goes up. I forgot that Lignify was so good. Lignify's so good. Secretly great against Hydras. Situationally. Not always. Tree Man is pretty damn strong, I gotta admit. Anyway, that was done poorly. I wouldn't have had to have used that resource if I had done that fight correctly. My big mistake there was simply going down that staircase. Like I assumed it was safe. It wasn't, you know, actually truthfully I wasn't thinking, you know. Oh, we can switch back to our intelligence thing. Oh, hello. Yeah, you're a deep troll shaman. Okay, okay. Let's walk on out of here with your dire elephant ass. Oh, hi, Mark. So anyway, how's your sex life? Don't make me start quoting the room for the rest of this session. Yeah, pretty much for Sarah. Okay. So let's try to finish Lair before we end this session. It's been a long stream. But I refuse to let Lair defeat me. Okay, he's alone now. He can still hit for 27 and then 20 and 2 more attacks. He can do a good chunk of damage, but his friends are not around to be hasted anymore, so... Also, I think maybe he could only haste other trolls. Okay, troll dies pretty easy. I am more annoyed about his dire elephant buddy, who has a tremendous amount of HP. We're just going to have to keep re-rolling the fight until we roll high with his 112 HP. I wonder... I think his MR is, like, good, but not unbeatable. 10%. We could... We could just, like, try to, you know, like, reset the fight and petrify him over and over and over and over again. Oh, there it is! We got it! Alright. Okay, terrific. Only slightly silly. Can we do enough damage to him in time to... Yeah, baby! I mean, listen, if you could reset the fight over and over like that... I mean, again, this is a caster tutorial, this is a caster trick. Just because I'm a caster doesn't mean I can use... I'm banned from using stabbing. 10% chance to succeed is a 100% chance to have it, you know, maybe work. So, I'm gonna send to General some merch ideas. Alright, you think I should sell? Think I should sell some merch? Should I sell some shirts? Okay, this is a new type of item. It's an artifact orb. They're trying really badly to make orbs a thing. By throwing resistances and things on them, they may tempt you to use these total pieces of shit. A sphere of crystal, carried in place of a shield. Mayhem. It causes witnesses of the wearer's kills to go into a frenzy, attacking everything with great strength and speed. So, here's a pop quiz for you guys. Do you think that RC Plus and Dex Plus 2 is worth my enemies berserking and whooping my ass with extreme prejudice? Just picture the Jeopardy music going, you know, playing in your head. Oh my god, it's the worst thing in the universe. I don't know why they would make this item. It's a noob trap for sure. Don't use that. Invis myself? I don't see how that would help. Anyway, we've got a source of RC already, so I can live with it. We didn't really get... I mean, I'm very sad that that was our big piece of loot for Lair 5. Usually you find at least something good in here as like an artifact or something. Not always. And we did. We found an artifact. Control F for searching items. RD for artifact. Oh, look at us. Lair 5. The orb. Quizonki. But unfortunately, it's a big pile of poop. But I can live with that. That's okay. Oh. Are you saying it's Frenzy and not Berserk? If it's Frenzy... It does say Frenzy. Okay, I was picturing Berserk. I could see a use for this. I still think it's way too dangerous to use. Especially when, you know, why in God's name would you not want to use a shield if you have one available? Yeah, no, that is... I'll give it credit, it's better than I thought. And yeah, I bet it's awesome in Ziggurats, but you really want to have a shield in Ziggurats if you can. I mean, there's just so much damage potential there. But I mean, yeah, Discord is a powerful spell. I could see it. I still think, I'm still going to call it a noob trap. I don't... Listen, if you're... Well, yeah, that's true. That's true, Cataclysm. Listen, if I was playing and I just wanted to have fun, I didn't care about win rate, I could see this being a cool item. I'm struggling to imagine the situation where you'd want to use it. The real problem is it's not particularly hot swappable. I could think of certain encounters where you'd want to swap it on real quick and maybe you could make something cool happen. But unless you can set it up in advance, which is going to be harder to do, you know, I don't know. Like, I could see using it to... You've got an encounter with a bunch of casters, and there's like trolls or something around, like big beefcakes around them that you frenzy and then use those to kill the casters. Like, I could see that. But it's all very finicky, and I don't... DCSS is a game that really encourages you to specialize in one thing and only go outside of that one thing when you need to, in order to get some extra oomph, you know. And when you start getting really fancy in DCSS and doing like janky strategies, not always is it a mistake, just most of the time. But yeah, I will say this is more fun than I thought it was. If that's Frenzy, that's that's really funny. I just don't think it's optimal, that's all. Anyway, that's going to be it for the stream. Next time, I don't know. We found, we could check something real fast. I'll wear this thing. I'm going to do, this is a trick for any character, not just casters. Do / for search, M for monster, and then let's look at, if I can remember what they're called. Demonologist? Demono, they're not called that anymore. Orc Sorcerer, yeah. I search up Orc Sorcerers because I want to see if I can be paralyzed. I do not have enough magic resistance to be immune to their paralyze yet. I don't like to go into Orc unless that reads 0%. As you level up, you get a little bit of racial MR, which is lower or higher depending on your species. So probably once we level up a bit, we will go into Orc, but since we don't have immunity, chances are good next session we will either go straight into a lair branch if we're feeling really frisky, or we might do a couple of floors of dungeon and just kind of see what comes to us. We're in a really good place. You know, we have a good pile of potions here. No heal wounds, which is unfortunate, but you know what? I've got potion, I got minus potion anyway, so whatever. Or not minus potion, but minus HP from potions. I can use my potion petition if need be for anything that's lacking. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We're in a really good place here. We got Gozag, we got 3,300 gold, so truthfully, I have enough for Bribe Branch, so if I was having any kind of trouble, I can just, like, bribe the end of a branch and just waltz through it. Got some Lignify, got some Resistance. I mean, we're doing pretty well on resources. 5 Blink Scrolls, which is like having $5,000 in your wallet. It's a nice place to be. I mean, that's a lot of blink. That's a lot of blink. 7 teleport. Hopefully the scroll is a acquirement. We don't know yet. Resistance is doing well. Yeah, I mean, we're in a good place. No boots yet. Delete the character, no boots. Yeah, no, I'm glad you enjoyed, Versaire. And yeah, every stream I do from now on is going to be DCSS until this runs over, because, I mean, the dude gave me enough money that I should be, you know, diligent about it. I just won't necessarily stream every day, but when I do stream, it will be this. Oh, and also, I was thinking about, well, yes, it does. Hey, there's nothing that motivates you like a pile of cash. I was thinking about maybe doing, now that I have the Enter the Gungeon subreddit, I might be doing every Saturday an Enter the Gungeon stream, maybe around noon, EST, something like that. Finally getting on a schedule, because it seems like a cute thing to do, you know, as the mod of the subreddit. And also, I made like a new save for it, and it might be cool to like do a streamed series where I unlock everything. So that could be fun. I'll have to get good, but I used to be good at it. Maybe I can reclaim those skills. Anyway, let's uh-oh. Oh no. I'm doxed. Let's put this guy up. Let's put these guys up. Let's put Rogie up. Make sure you buy my books. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Until next time, I am signing out. Did you know that there are many ways that you can help support this channel? Read about them on rosecrypto.com/support. At Rose Crypto, you can learn all about cool things like the Brave web browser, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.